Waves, I take it all back. This is the greatest arc. Wuthering Waves, the best Scatcher I've ever played. Wuthering Waves, could you get any better? Wuthering Waves, I'm open to some light petting and cuddling after. Welcome, my fellow members of Bohemian Grove. I mean, gamers. Welcome to another glazed session about how hot Looper is. The perhaps first, and maybe only, and maybe even soon to be destroyed, character in WuWa that I'm kind of enjoying. They might have rushed her story a little bit last session, but they had earned a decent chunk of goodwill as I endeavored to separate this quest from the last quest that almost made me, like, depressed because, holy shit, whoever wrote that deserves to be... Well, they deserve to never be in a room with the words creative writing, like, within, like, 100 meters. I'm talking, like, you know, straight up school zone rules, stay away. But, you know, you get what you get. Oh, what's going on here? Why is that showing up? Sorry, I've got something that's showing up in... Ah! Oh, there we go. I can get rid of it now. Sock's been watching Alex Jones. No, I just saw a thing that got suggested to me, well, not suggested, on YouTube about Alex Jones, and I just thought about it. No, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to play some more. We will be playing some more Opposing Force this week, though, so I won't be abandoning that as much as my brain has been locked into does the anime Wolf Girl have them childbearing hips, and the answer is always yes. I will find something else. In fact, I'm kind of wondering if I'm close to the end of this 2.0 kind of adventure, and maybe like this is the final arc where they get there, because like it does feel a little bit final. Like it's like they're kind of actually putting in a little bit of effort. Then again, the last bit of 1.0, I believe, was fucking whatever the hell Black Shores was in fucking chapter 1. So you know what, I'm gonna say that just because something's okay doesn't necessarily mean it's the end of some sort of major patch part of fucking a game. Good lord. Court order to remain 100 years from the writing room. Damn straight. Don't let those bastards near it. You know what they'll do. But I did want to talk about one thing before we see this very nice fox ass move off and potentially get destroyed. You know, we open up Pandora's box and discover whether or not hope really exists at the end of the trail for WuWa. But one of the things I wanted to talk about, which I saw recently, is, did you guys see that it's not a big deal. Like, you know, there's a bunch of, you know, big censorship stories always about anime and manga and stuff, but it's something that appealed to me because I've made a whole video on Made in Abyss before. And Made in Abyss, for those of you who don't know, is extraordinarily popular. It also is extraordinarily controversial because it has a lot of fucked up shit in it. Anyway, someone made a manga variant of it where they, like, I guess pre-packaged it, rewrote stuff, or re-imaged stuff, or resequenced things to remove every controversial part of the manga in, like, some sort of, I can only assume, attempt to make it so that their friends won't, like, they won't, like, I don't know, maybe, what's the word I'm looking for? They basically, they're just very self-conscious about recommending Made in Abyss because of the various things in it. For example, like Shota Boy with Big Dommy Mummy being forced to wear fucking maid outfits, children constantly being murdered horrifically, goddamn a fetish buffet, the disgusting horror like ends that are just like some like, you know, kind of hypothetical horror end up scenarios of like, so what if you ended up in this terrible endless suffering situation forever, that kind of shit. And apparently they just cut all of that out in like a packaged form to then go, now you can recommend it to your friends. And now you might think, oh, that's stupid, but why do you care so much? I just feel it's such a fucking disrespectful, also bullshit piece of shit thing to do. Like, if you're gonna recommend something, if you're gonna recommend some shit to your friend, just full send. What the fuck is wrong with you? Full send. Detective, I'm gonna play other games, guys. I did play other games last week. But the point is, you should full send. Do not fucking pussyfoot around. If your friend doesn't like those particular things, you don't have to recommend it. Just chat about it. Like, I know there are people like, oh god, desperately, I want someone to talk about something with. Just talk about it. I have plenty of friends that I'll be like, man, listen to this. I just read this fucking manga and it fell apart. Or, man, I was reading this thing, it's really good. You don't necessarily need to, like, make it though someone who you know won't like something has to watch something. I learned pretty early on in my anime enjoying career that I couldn't force people to watch what I liked. I basically left it at, oh, this is pretty good, this is pretty nice. You know, if I thought someone would like it, or if I wanted to talk about it, I'd talk about it and say, hey, if you want to go watch it, you can go watch it. But otherwise, let me talk about it. So I learned pretty quickly that you can't force everyone to watch what the fuck you want. But, like, I think it's a deeper thing about this whole, the deeper point I'm trying to make is, because, like, while, yeah, it's, like, embarrassing for you to be like, oh, wow, I'm just gonna, like, make a pussyfoot around it version where there's no horror, no elements that are remotely edgy in the fucking super edge manga. This will make it good. I'm just gonna cut off all the parts that I personally don't like and ruin its fucking uniqueness, because I don't seem as weird for some reason. Like, fuck off. Just let people make those decisions themselves. And if you're not confident in your friendship, that you're like, if I suggest Made in Abyss to someone, they're gonna hate me. Then maybe A, get better friends, or B, don't tell grandma to go watch Made in Abyss. You don't need to fucking go out of your way to make a goddamn censored, cut up version of it. Now, the point that is beyond this, though, that I think, and I've talked about this before, about second order effects of something, because, like, that's just stupid, I think, in general. But the second order effect is it's making this whole element of, hey, let's it's making this whole element of, hey, I don't like this thing. I like, oh, this thing's really popular. I really like this thing, guys. I'm totally on board with it. But oh god, oh, the fan service, oh, the violence, oh, we should censor it. And that shit leaks and it flows downward. I fucking hate that shit. If you don't like something, don't watch it. Don't go into, like, I don't know, like I think, like, you might have some argument. You definitely have arguments about people like, oh, but, you know, what if a kid wants to watch something that's, like, M-rated? I'm like, yeah, but that's why they have ratings, you know? I'm not going to go out of my way to be like, hello there, I don't know, fucking something, what's something horrifying and scary? Higurashi? Kind of scary. I'm not going to suggest Higurashi to, like, a 7-year-old. Although that would be kind of fun to see them cry. That's just mean. That's just mean, I'm sorry. I wouldn't do that. Or would I? But I wouldn't go out of my way to be like, okay, wait, I've got an idea, guys. Let's make a version of Higurashi where no one dies. And there's just happiness all the time. Like, what is wrong with you? You know? That's stupid. Are you stupid? And I fucking hate that shit. And I think it's like, it's creating... It's part of, like, what I've complained about before about the internet kind of leading to this culture of, like, ooh, geez, Rick, everything's a bit too much for me. And then, like, that directly leads into... Because, like, you might think, as a person who's like, oh, I just kind of don't like those, like, you know, horror, violence, fan service, or whatever the thing in my media. Okay, I don't like that. So I support the fact that this version of something exists. But you don't understand that there are people out there that are so fucking brain-rotted stupid, they look at that shit, they agree with you, and then they say everyone should be on this path. And it leads to creating this kind of group of people who look at controversial topics and they go, yeah, we should sand the moss for everyone. I feel like, you know, I don't think, maybe none of us were alive. None of us were probably alive for, like, the 70s, I'm assuming, of, like, when there were, maybe it was 80s, I don't know, where the whole thing of, like, oh my god, Dungeons and Dragons, that's evil, oh, it's Satanism, or whatever the fuck, and then, like, you know, people started screaming about it, and, like, banning it, and, like, making sure every part of it were removed, and anything that had it in there, like, cut down to nothing. Those kinds of people were like, yeah, I don't like this. But rather than, like, having some sort of question about, like, maybe who could access something, or, like, just having some sort of limited of, like, you know, live and let live. It was always a system that said, I don't like this, you don't like this, I agree, let's all just turn this into no one can touch this, and that kind of flows on. And the internet, in its golden era, kind of came into this point of all these niche communities are isolated from those annoying motherfuckers who demand that all their morality gets pushed onto everyone else. And Japan, in particular, thrived under this, even outside of this, this kind of like outside of the internet. Like I lived in Japan, brother. You can walk into a fucking normal bookstore in Japan, and you will see shit that would get you arrested in almost every other country, including Australia. And it's just on display. And I'm talking like violence, all sorts of shit. And they just don't care. But in the internet was kind of like the rest of the world. It's that. Like you could have like anime, manga, video games, all sorts of things that had a bunch of violence or maybe things that you might consider sacrilege or whatever else, that all those communities that obsess over like forcing that morality down through just couldn't comprehend. And even though those people were online, they just didn't understand what was happening. Even like, you know, you go your 2000s and stuff like that. They didn't understand. They still didn't get it until, and like, I think it was hypercharged by like COVID, but eventually those people got online. And what I'm saying is, those kind of things of like, oh geez, Rick, let's make a soft version. It leads directly into the fuckers who then go, hey, let's make government laws so you can't touch on this. So that's the second order thing that I get angry about with this Made in Abyss kind of shit of like, let's make a version of Made in Abyss where there's literally nothing bad at all. You know? That's my ultimate okay, sorry. I got obsessed and looked away from chat because I was in my mode. What? Someone doesn't want people to know their favorite anime is written by someone with a poop fetish. Pretty much. That's it. That's what it starts off as. And then within a couple years, someone's saying, everyone who I don't like is banned, and you're not allowed to watch this because my morality says it's gross and icky. The fucking the author has a poop fetish. As I said in my review of Made in Abyss, just accept it and move on. He has a piss fetish. Okay, live with it. Just don't suggest it to grandma. And if you don't want to like be looked at badly, like you're like, oh, I don't, my friends are gonna look badly. I want them to look. I want to be cool. Shut the fuck up. It's anime. Stop trying to look cool with what you like in anime. Just accept it. Everyone has their own shit. Like, you know, there are people out there who I will make fun of because they like fucking endless shoujo manga that is all literally the same 3 stories played over and over. But that doesn't mean I want them banned. That doesn't mean I want them chain like, guys, this shoujo manga, it's not to my taste. Can we add in a bunch of dead, like, kids? And then I'm not going to get a government-mandated dead kid number put into my shoujo mangas. Like, you know what I mean? I kind of can understand not wanting to reveal your power level to normies. Yeah, that's a true thing. And that's why I do sympathize with them. I just feel they're going about this in such a cringe way. You gotta, like, accept, man. Like, that's what I want to say to these people. Like, and a lot of these people, I think they might be, like, maybe, like, younger people, in my opinion, or at least people who are kind of newer into anime, who really like it, but, like, they don't know how to suggest it. I've also recommended redo of Healer to basically a tourist. Oh god, yeah, I can imagine how that went down. And like, I understand recommending things and not understanding, because like, let's be honest here, lots of quote-unquote recommendations people make to other people, oftentimes they fall down to, I really like this thing, and I'm kind of ignoring what I think you would like, you know? It's like your friend goes, oh, I'm really like hankering to watch something with like, you know, some like really nice romance in it, and like, you know, something like, you know, nice with that. And you like, and then like, this is the part where Kurt goes, oh man, I've got the anime for you. It's called Higurashi. It's got no romance at all, but I liked it, so I'm gonna suggest that happens a lot. And I think a lot of people, especially early on, they don't realize they're doing this, and it leads to people giving them weird looks. I remember one time I went early on, and I've talked about this generally before, about like one of the anime I watched very early on after I watched the first few anime, was like a really, really raunchy anime between this wolf girl and this fox girl and this like Shota boy, and it was just like a normal anime. It wasn't porn or anything. And I recommended that to one of my friends, saying, oh man, it's just like Haruhi Suzumiya. It was not like Haruhi Suzumiya. It It's not like Haruhi Suzumiya. It was not. It was not like Haruhi Suzumiya. And did I feel a bit embarrassed in like retrospect? Yeah, I did. That doesn't mean I want to go out of my way. Guys, I need to change up the fox girl. Maybe change the fox girl. Remove all the fan service. God, I gotta look cool to my one friend. Do I want to recommend things? No. That's like, it's like, oh yeah, let me get redo of healer, but let me remove all of the non-con. Because let's be honest, it's part of its charm. Although I'm not a big fan of redo of healer. Not because of all of the rape. I'll just say it, I don't care. It's not like I give a fuck about the spread of the VOD. But mainly because I thought the story was so one-track and boring. I unironically was like, finished the first little part where he fucked up the pink girls completely. I was like, oh, okay. And then I realized what the story was going to be, and I was like, that's not interesting. There's no, like, threat. There's no build-up. And then, like, yeah, it's just the fact, it's just revenge wish fulfillment. Highly horny revenge fulfillment. And I was like, I'm kind of bored. I just moved on. You know? You know, those people would say that it's a slippery slope fallacy. Like, slippery slope isn't even the most real thing ever. Yeah. Yeah, slippery slope is totally the realest thing ever. I heard that when I was a kid from a lot of people. A lot of people told me when I really didn't think about things, like, critically. They were like, slippery slope fallacy, that's been disproven for a variety of things. They used to say that all the time and like smugly point it out as though, you believe in the slippery slope fallacy? That's like wrong. Yeah. And, you know, we also used to think the world wasn't controlled by a cabal of extremely powerful pedophiles who really love ancient pagan gods. And like, here we are. Like, you know... You gotta accept your licks. I wish I could go to those people who used to say those things and like kind of just talk to them and be like, listen, brother, like, you know, how does it feel? just to piss them off. But the reality is those people probably don't even like pay attention to those things. Like once something gets disproven like that, they kind of just ignore it. And most people do. Even I would probably do it to some degree. There's probably some elements of things in my own beliefs that are like that. It's hard for me to realize those because I possess those beliefs. So, but no, I'm getting into my own philosophical bullshit again. The point I'm trying to make is you can do whatever you. I feel like anime and should be left alone. I mean, I know that's just like purely based off my own bullshit because I love anime, and there's like people out there saying, "Why do you care about anime? There are people starving or something. Why aren't you paying attention to that?" I'm like. Because, you know, this is what I care about. I, like, literally don't give a fuck about starving children half the time. Like I ain't gonna fucking lie. Starving children? Yeah, alright, that's sad. If I had, like, a button that could turn it off, sure. Am I gonna do anything about it? No. Not really. What? You're trying to touch my anime? Fuck you. I'm coming for you. Coming for your throat. But yeah, I just wanted to get that off my chest. It's been bothering me. It's been bothering me ever since I saw the story about Maiden Abyss. I think if any of you guys have like, if any of you guys, not my pig farm, not my pig, not my farm, pretty much. If any of you guys have an anime you like, but you know is like, you know, there are elements stopping you from recommending it. Be it you don't want to. You're like, oh, I really like this, but I've got my normie friends and they don't like play anything. They won't listen to anything I say that isn't My Hero Academia or whatever. Or you don't want to like, oh god, I don't want to tell people about this because I think I'm weird. Your response should not be, let's find a way to make it less weird to cover up for your self-conscious behavior. Your response should be, well, that's those friends, and you know, you can still be friends with them. There's nothing wrong with that. Just you got to understand what they like and that they're not going to be someone who likes those kinds of things. And you can like those things. You don't have to turn it into some sort of dirty secret. You can just like talk about it with the friends that you know would like it, or just avoid talking about it, or just lord it over them like it's something funny. Like for example, like, oh my god, they'd be like, oh fuck, stop telling me about that stupid horror Higurashi. You know I hate that bullshit. And like, no, you will listen to me just for a meme. You know, you're friends. Do whatever you need to do. But there's no rule that says everyone in your friendship group needs to like agree and like the same things. And I think that's something that a lot of people, especially younger people, have a big trouble with, because they want to be seen as fitting in, and when they realize something that they've come to enjoy doesn't fit with their friendship group or doesn't fit with their perceived notions of how their friendship group behaves, they try and square it away, like a cognitive dissonance. And trying to fix Made in Abyss is an answer to that. It's like, oh, look at this, we fixed it, so now I can talk about it with my friends, and now whenever I talk about it, I'm not problematic. It's an unfortunate thing. Telling people like Mushoku Tensei is a great litmus test. That's a good one too. Mushoku Tensei is very popular, but has a long list of very strong haters because of those early elements about his character and like how they play him up and all sorts of other elements like that. Now, I don't particularly care for Mushoku Tensei, but it's not really because of any of those controversial elements. It's mostly because I just kind of like, I've seen enough fucking isekai. I'm like, yeah, all right, it's just a really good isekai. Okay. It's like, I know what people are saying, but it's the best one. I'm like, yeah, and everyone stole its tropes and made 1,000 incarnations. And whenever I try and watch it, I'm like, wow, this is just a 30% better version of all of those other isekais for each individual trope put together better. But I just can't bring myself to care. Like, it's just how it is. But I'm not going to fucking turn around and say someone's like a crazy person. But yeah, for liking it, which a lot of people do, or at least a lot of people... like, I think the biggest ones are there's a lot of people online, especially in the influencer space, which I don't think I'm in, but I guess I'm in. It's a lot of fucking people that play things like, who got into anime or kind of treat anime, as like oh yeah, look how fun it is, I really like it. They basically don't like it, or they use it, it's more of a fair weather anime fan, you might want to say. Like, they kind of only play and talk about it within like very set parameters. Like, if you go, hey bro, how's Kiss X Sis? They'll be like, oh god, get off of here, fucking dirty, oh my god, I'm sorry, don't talk to me, you fucking... Like, no, Kiss X6 is great, 10 out of 10 ecchi. Like my god, can't believe that was ever made into an anime. 10 out of 10. Yoga no Sora, funny as fuck. I like that one scene where they walk in on him with his sister. I'm like, why was this the arc? Where because I watched Yoga no Sora, and I watched each of the fucking arcs, and the idea is it keeps resetting each time for a show the different girl he gets with. But for some reason, the sister's arc is just halfway through another girl's, and I'm like, what the hell? Why did you want to include NTR in this? So they get that magical horror scene where the girls open up the fucking door and find him in the goddamn doorway with his sister. And I'm like, why? Why did you do this? Kind of feel bad for that girl. Like, outside of the meme of that scene, it's like, and like, it doesn't stop, which is even funnier. Man. Oh, God. Watched Redline yesterday. Oh, Redline, that's a nice one. I like the movie. Wait, am I remembering correctly? Redline's that movie, yeah? The racing movie? I might be remembering incorrectly, but I really enjoyed Redline. Redline took a long time to make. It kind of feels sad because Redline, I think, bankrupted its company. And also a secondary effect is you'll never see something like Redline now. Not in the age of AI. Not because I believe that people can't do like a massively detailed Redline movie, which takes multiple years to make for a very hand-drawn technical animation. It's just that I know that if someone did it nowadays, they'd either get called AI if they were like crazy enough to go through with it, or someone will just make it and be like, we can fill the rest with AI. Because they know Redline made no money because it was so fucking expensive to make. Still amazing. I appreciate that people made things like Redline despite the fact that they didn't make money. You gotta appreciate those things. It's like that billionaire who makes like those weird animation movies. My friend likes them, he talks about them a lot. And they often don't make any money at all because it's just like a billionaire's like pet project. It's like, you know, when a billionaire makes a pet project of like, I want to do something interesting and fun, like in the way that I would use $1 billion, like I want to make a movie studio, animation studio, making these cool little animation movies that, well, not cool little movies, but big time animation movies that often don't make money purely on the back of, I just have enough money to eat all of the losses and I just want to make them really cool. That's cool. As opposed to like, you know, making pedophile rings and like, because you've got literally so much money and you don't know what to do with it, you end up being like a goddamn Mossad fucking honeypot compromise scheme, and or literally just a bunch of really rich people who get bored and decide to make their own religion because they believe that they're the most important things in the world. Good lord, I'm not looking forward to the day that they do discover some sort of immortality tech bullshit. You know they're gonna, like, if they have got that, or at least they've already probably got some level of that they're, like, testing out and obsessively using. There's gonna be, like, an endless... The world's gonna turn to fuck after that, because it's gonna be, like, literally ruled by, like, a select group of people who will just never die. And they're gonna get so fucking, like, nobility pilled, and, like, it's gonna be crazy. God. I'm gonna be dead before that probably comes, like, really clear. But, like, Jesus Christ. Not looking forward to that. Hope y'all children, if you get them, don't suffer as much as I think they're going to suffer. That style is kind of dead, sadly. One studio really doesn't. Maybe PHSC and Gren Lagan did similar music in contrast. Yeah, Gren Lagan. Gotta build Gren Lagan. I really enjoy Gren Lagan too. Good fun. Oh god, they did release. There was a new anime trailer for Ghost in the Shell I saw recently. Super bright, like really bright. Like, extraordinarily bright. Ooh, there's a big thing up there. Let's go get it while I'm doing nothing at all. There was extremely bright new trailer. They always change up the art style. And, like, occasionally even, like, the romance targets and stuff for, Ghost in the Shell. Because, well, Ghost in the Shell's never really been about romance. But I do enjoy, the various, incarnations of Ghost in the Shell. I like, I think the TV show plot in terms of more than the movie, even though I know the movie's like most important and stuff and has some great visuals. Something about the pardon me, something about the plots of I can't remember which TV show it is, really appealed to me. But it's always been a great thing, and I'm like, fuck, goddamn, she's so hot. In Ghost in the Shell, Makoto, she's so fucking hot. Holy shit, good lord, like my true cyberpunk waifu. Way similar to the recent Rise or whatever, which sucked. A Rise? What was that? What was a Rise? God, I got nothing. I don't know what a Rise is. Is that studio or is that an anime? If that is, I've never heard of it. Because, like, well, then again, I don't watch all the anime in the world. Recently, actually, I went back to watch some older anime. And by older, I mean kind of shitty. You know those kind of anime that kind of appear for a season and no one really cares about? And yeah, by the end of it, there's only like 30 people really watching it on any forum you can find and talking about it. And it's like, the animation is awful. I was... There we go. Woo! I watched that. I watched, Inglis. Oh, wow. I can run up the wall there? Cool. I watched, Inglis, the gender bender one, where, like, there's a king of a country. He's, like, a big king of a country. He's really powerful. He has lots of magical power. Not magical power. He has a really powerful empire and stuff. But when he was younger, all he wanted to do was kill people with the sword. He just was like, not as in a bloodthirsty way, in a battle lust way. He was like, I fucking loved just to get use of my sword, but I couldn't because I was committed to my, like, my role. This was my people here. I couldn't just, you know, like, abandon them. But he gets reincarnated as, like, a hot girl with silver hair and goes, you know what? Fuck it. I ain't getting involved in politics anymore. I'm reincarnated. My whole job is going to be I master the sword. And, like, it's a fun anime, but, like, in a lot of ways it's a fun anime, but it's also, like, really pathetic in a lot of other ways. For example, the animation, outside of a few quirks, like the weird tendency to make the mouths to upturn quite high, like you'll notice something you watch it, like the mouths of the anime kind of move up in like a really weird way. But outside of that, the animation is so like terrible, and the actual plot of the show is more or less only held together by how fun of character she is, whereas like everyone else in the show is like his bog standard trope character, and like the bog standard trope character, you know, this is the hot one, this is the tsundere, this is the fucking slightly yandere one, this is like the childhood friend. Wow, their trope is they eat a lot of food. It's just so uninteresting outside of her, because like every time some like boring ass fucking politic, like usual urban fantasy, well not urban fantasy, sorry, but fantasy trope comes up, her reaction is, I don't really care, I just want to beat people up. in like in a very excited way. I just like her character. So I watched that like on and off recently while I was doing some exercises, in between some other stuff. And I must admit, it's not anime really deserving to be written home about, but I do appreciate some elements of those shows that, even though they end up being absolutely fucking trash, there are characters and elements to these shows that are pretty fun. I'm just sad that a bad author came up with them first, because when someone else comes and goes, oh my god, I'm a better author, I can make a way more interesting world, and then add her into it, they're just gonna get yelled at for being a copy, a rip-off. That's the problem. It's been almost 2 decades since Grand Lagan, and you know, anime, time marches. And you know, we're gonna be dead. Like one day, we'll all be dead, and there'll be some amazing anime for that we'll miss out on. Hopefully, like in our lifetimes, anime doesn't, I don't know, get fucking destroyed by super censorship or something, or just the fact that, you know, honestly it might. Give it another decade or two, we might all have like special IDs to log in everywhere online. VPNs will be banned. You won't be able to like play or watch anything without like extraordinarily harsh limits on things, like being, and it won't even be a matter of like, oh, now we have all your data, we know exactly who you are doing anything on the time. It'll be like, now we have all your data and stuff, and on top of that, we have all this control, so now we're going to ban everything that we find morally repensive. Which, given it's the internet, it means everything. Because everyone's got a fucking opinion about what you, as a person, as a consumer, should be allowed to watch and enjoy. What's that? You enjoyed this anime with some Nazis in it? What? JoJo's? Wait a minute. They made the Waffen SS some fucking vampire hunters that help out the main guy? What? I'm banning this. That's, you know, that's someone out there thinking that. You know that's happening right now. And you know it will happen. And that's depressing as fuck. Which is why you fight against these things, but you can't stop these fucking idiots. I think one of the more annoyed people I get with those kinds of things aren't the, like, just the people up top who are, like, sneakily going, yes, give us your ID. We definitely won't do it to, like, control everything. The people that annoy me are the motherfuckers who are like, oh, gosh, finally. Yes, with ID, all things will be happier and healthy. You're an idiot thinking that they'll do these things. No, the government would never do that. They love us. Like, I fucking hate that shit. I hate those fucking simplified idiots who, like, just can't see the future coming. And then when it starts happening right in front of their face, they just deny it or say, oh, no, it's actually a good thing. I fucking hate those people, those useful idiots, and those more malicious idiots who just lie because they know the shit won't get through without it. Fuck, I hate them. Okay, alright. But, I think I've yapped enough. I need to know, is the ass of this giant fox girl, well, actually quite large, I don't know, there's no measurement. Is she going to be ruined? Like, look, we got out of that place. Just as a recap, they rushed through a lot of things, but they kind of built up enough that I kind of forgive it, because some of those twists I kind of saw and were lampshaded enough for me to not hate, but they did rush through something that I really think should have been an hour or two shown over, like, another, like, pathway of this time skip. I mean, of this, like, weird situation I'm in. We're gonna see if they can keep their shit together, though. It's slipping a little bit, but they still have a lot of goodwill because I've managed to lock off my feelings where I almost, like, hated everything about it from the last bit. So we'll see. Okay. The old district is submerged beneath the waters with the dark tide. Well, let me go in there and give it my punch. I think one of the biggest annoying things about, ooh, look at me fly. I like flying. I'm kind of not controlling this. That's neat. They kind of put me into a dive here. I'm going to die. No! Bonk. That was head trauma. Everything for the children. That's all. Whenever someone tells you it's for the kids or tries to, like manipulate you like that, fucking call them on that shit. Like, don't even engage with that people. Those people. Those people are not. Those people aren't engaging in a discussion. They're trying to force something. Never trust them. Oh my god, it's a spooky monster. It's me, but it's not me because I'm right here. Oh my god. Sorry. All right, come on. Why is the music the same despite the... Like, here's another thing they have an error with. See, why is the music the same? The music should have changed. It just is the same fucking world music, which is really stupid. They really need to edit that up. Like, you need to add more, like, fucking know your timing for your music, man. You can have all the spooky, interesting scenes you want. If you just have, like, children laughing and going, ha 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 ha, in like a sad depression scene, unless you've set up some weird like juxtaposition stuff, it ain't gonna work. See, look, now we got some better music going on. They should have had this music start playing when that cutscene happened. Okay, let's look. All right, so at least we got Big Tits version hanging out. See, I really wish that the older Carthia was literally like a separate character rather than just considered detached the same as that like stupid loli version. Well, she's not loli, but she's just annoying. And less hot. Her voice is very soft. She's doing a great job. Like, Lupa's doing a great job with the voice. I just feel like they need to put in a little bit more effort to, like, the visuals for her in that sense. And why do they keep saying nameless girl? I know who she is! Oh my god, guys! Who's this? Wait, why is her voice so soft? Like, this is too soft. I can remember everything, but I can't remember my own name. Like, this is a sad thing. Lupa's cute, and I don't like her being forgotten. There's just a little bit going on here I'm a little confused about. What they're doing is so obvious, but if you think about it, they have no other choice. They can't afford more music tracks. You should have bought the characters a pull sock. This is my... Yeah, it's true. I'm not wailing enough. I'm not wailing enough. No! I say this in some of my reviews. I said this in my... I wrote some scripts, or some like, just stuff I write on the side for Nikkei, and one of the lines I wrote for it is to not be mean to the whales. They're literally funding a good game for us, for the rest of us. Don't be mean to the whales, guys. They're funding this game. They are running with those wallets so we may walk. And also funding literally all those other fucking games like Stellar Blade and stuff. But what I was saying about this is these kind of moments here, this is something Wuthering Waves I think is getting, but it feels like a shotgun blast of occasionally they get it right, and more often they get it wrong, is they have these emotional, beautiful moments that have either two problems. One, completely and utterly unearned in the sense that nothing makes sense. I'm like, why are you showing me this? Like, that happened in the last arc before with, like, Carthia and that. It was just like, who the hell are these characters? Why is this suddenly happening? You told me about this 1 minute ago, and now it's suddenly, like, a big emotional moment. You don't let anything build up. And it's so out of nowhere. And the second error is logically, like, enabling things. Like... You can have like a vibes-based story moment where like you solve it via vibes, but you don't build up to it via vibes. For example, the hero given an ultimate thing of like, let's say like Carthia's thing. Carthia's like, I have to kill myself and it has to be me. I have to kill myself. Let's establish that I must kill myself to progress the story or to progress this like, like part of the, like the story. Like there is no way around this thing. Build that up extraordinarily high before you tear it down by saying, I found a way around it. And then some people will be like, yeah, like people like me will still be upset, but they're not going to be crazily upset if you've properly built the characters because they like these characters. They're going to be like, oh, it's so sweet, even if I'm going to be grumbling in the background. But the problem was, in the last one, they didn't build her up logically, and they also randomly threw it in at the last second. And this is part of what they're doing wrong here with this arc. Now, it's not terrible, mind you. Remember, this is the best they've done so far. Right here in this arc here, with Lupa is like, she can't, like, we're having these flashbacks and forwards about like the girl who can't remember her stuff. Great build up. interesting on concept. But all of those things that we just got, we got a flashbang quick list of like this being like some sort of loop stuff, and a whole bunch of other elements that come into it that are really not well established. Some bits are, some bits aren't. But like, and there's also not a lot of rules around these things. For example, what are the extents of these powers? Like, where does this reactor come into it? They're all like thrown at you suddenly. And you kind of go, okay. And the only thing keeping me here in terms of saying that this arc of Looper isn't actually fucking completely off kilter is because they spent so much time building up to this point. You know, the fact that why I'm with Looper, because she's got the scent of Carthier on it. Being in this place, showing off the island, showing off the emotions, and going step by step up through the area to the fight in the arena. Like, these things were really well done for building up the world, building up Looper, building up the area, put in the flashbacks or the flash forwards or whatever you want to call it to the alternate place, giving that mystery element. Then randomly hit me with that fucking flashbang of 25 things at once. That's where they keep fumbling. Well, one of the areas, but they needed to really stretch those things into something more comprehensible and logical and paced. And then you hit me with these moments where it's nameless girl. So instead of, oh my god, this fucking shit, why do they keep doing this? I'm instead going, wow, Looper, my beloved, how could they do this to you? Instead of like pointing out, fucking nitpicking like I am. Because, let's be honest, that's what I'm doing. You didn't forget. Someone stole your role in the story. Okay, so here's the thing. So now we're establishing another real thing. So it wasn't a memory thing. Now, this line would be fine. Just cut away that weird shit going on where it like decided to tell me 25 things in like that weird wall area. Just get rid of that. Just go straight to this. Just get rid of that. Go to another arc where this is the start of the arc, and you go through this arc, and you and like this one, go through the spooky arc, and you explain these things slowly. You don't need to rush. I don't know why they keep rushing. Like, the idea of, like, roles and stuff in the story. All right, I'm here for it. Like, this is part of the power system of the guy who's doing this. And the girl who gave me that stupid book because, you know, her entire existence is literally a mystery box. Well, she's just probably our former lover or something. She's like, and the thing is, she's not even... your existence has been erased. Only by doing so can be regained. Like, and so they're kind of doing some good things here, but they're also doing some, like, the good thing is that they're not giving me a like, this goes a good and bad thing. They're not giving me a flat, this is what's happening. Like, as in like a binary thing of like, everyone here is dead. Reality is locked in. Only by the sacrifice of one person can they're not giving me like something like that. They're giving me more vague stuff, which is better from this perspective of they clearly don't want to have anyone die in this story. Because if they establish like another, like I said, while they've raised the stakes my interest by establishing rules like, Looper, your memories will be destroyed and the person you are now is going to die. It's like an inevitable part of the story. If they make something like that up, it makes me have expectations about it. Like, someone will suffer. And then, well, they'll take that away magically with bullshit. I get annoyed. But if they just make it vagaries like this and they never make something like that, they can avoid it, but it also muddies up the story. I don't know, but given it's WuWa, it's probably better for them to not make promises they know they won't fulfill. And I don't mean it in the sense of, like, I'm going to fulfill the sadness. I mean, there's just going to be elements that you're going to have to convince me how they bypassed or overcame in, like, a crazy way that is more than just there was a big flash of light and, like, really heroic music started playing as, like, someone was falling down somewhere and I reached out and grabbed them and it said it's something or another, like, we'll get through by not killing things we hate but saving things we love or something stupid like that. Too bad I won't last long enough to see that happen. The voice is way too soft, man. Like, listen to this. damn, I mean, like, I can barely hear that shit, and I've got the capture for you guys pretty fucking low. You probably couldn't hear that at all. I like her voice just a bit higher. Like if you're making a voice part of thing, you just make that sad part, but then just lift up the volume a little. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can't hear anything, but she's saying it in like a really soft voice. Also, I like how there's like weird shit on her face, but I think they took away some of the scars on her face. I think they need to add more scars and see like this little stuff. Just add more in. Just fuck her up a little more. I like that like splash art where she's getting fucked up by shit. This is a bit too cute. I want her to be kind of fucked over so it feels more horrific. You saved me, but I can't help you in return. Look, once again, WuWa's patented, I'm just going to look at her lips approach of art. They love doing this. Like, I don't know, it's like a cheap way to get, like, elements that they like. It's very clear it's someone who's in the cutscenes and, like, story likes doing this. When I was a child, long heard tales except mom. I see her with passion in life. People drank deeply, laughed loud, they preached sculpture. Okay, this sounds pretty neat, I guess. Men and women feared nothing. Given their all, I faded. Why can't we have societies like this anymore? Like, I'm not, like, it's just so boring. All societies and countries now feel so homogenized, it's boring. Why can't the Japanese start hitting people with swords, is what I'm trying to say. But it's already been undone by the Dark Hands. When the Dark Tide sweeping streets, the city was nothing but empty. So, like, okay. Are people dead here, or are they going to magically bring them all back? I'm getting to the point where, like, she's dead and dying. All of her friends died. And, like, she's talking about all of the people, like, suffered in the city. And she's using these beautiful, like, you guys can't hear a thing at all, but she's beautifully telling me this in this broken voice of a girl who's seen too much. And it's like, okay, so everyone died, but I know you'll bring them all back. That's some fucked up power levels. That's some fucked up power scaling. Like, are they going to be like, everyone's actually in a dream? Because, oh god, it's going to be all in a dream, isn't it? Oh no, from the moment we stepped on the island, we've been kept in like a dream bubble, isn't it? Isn't it? It's gonna be that, isn't it? Fuck, it's gonna be something like that, right? Oh no, I know what it's gonna be. We stepped on the island and we immediately got captured. We're gonna wake up in a fucking lab and the guy's gonna be there, goes, "You've awakened, yes. I was playing with Lupa in this thing, and now it is all evil, yes. Everyone else is still fine. I'm just fucking with Lupa." That's what it'll be. That's what it's gonna be. That's my prediction. That's my shitty prediction, that we're living in a fragmented alternate reality by a guy using his powers and just like making us live literally a dream world, which sucks. I would rather he had OP powers that have weird rules than or that everyone actually is dead. Could you imagine this? Imagine this. See, this is why I'm a great writer. I'm not a great writer at all. That's me. I was being mean there to myself and like to worry about that. But this is why I should write gacha stories. Ultimately, yes, all the people in the fucking city are going to come back to life magically. Probably. I'm just making a prediction here. But what if they don't, like, whenever, like, there's either we need to sacrifice something for it. So when they all come back, right? Rather than going like, oh, they're all alive, like, then like, they're all back now. Have the villain say, no, they're not the same. And, like, maybe establish something earlier in the story, either in this story or back in something else, that people's souls are the same thing, right? Same essence or something. And you can maybe keep the main gacha girls not affected by this if you really care. Make something up about their souls being stronger or whatever. But have it that the guy's power ultimately brings back all of the random people. But they're not the same person. Make it that their souls are fundamentally different. And like, and it's a noticeable effect to the point where all the characters in the world, how they act changes subtly. Not in like their names change or anything. as in how they respond, as though their core person has changed. And we can have this kind of depression element of, we can have all of our people back, but we can also say, hey, we have all our people back. However, note this. Every single one of them truly did die, and all of these new ones are just a copy. They are copies, and therefore technically new people with their own feelings and developments. And you can have people who like maybe like have some stories about characters in the world who used to act in one way, suddenly acting another. For example, you have like some guy who really likes a girl who's like, you know, puppy dog romancing her. And then like as they come back, like there's a moment where they're both looking at each other and the guy looks down at the flower he's holding and he's like, why do I even fucking bother? And he just throws him in the gutter and walks away. And like we see other persons like where things start twisting, how good people suddenly become like different, like their cares towards each other, their bonds start to fray and like shit like that. Like the world comes back, but it's unstable and unsteady, and all those people really did die, you know? But they won't do that because that's too hard and complicated to program, so it's just going to be like magical, we're all living in a fucking dream world. And if it is a dream world, I'm going to be fucking annoyed, and I know it's a dream world. Oh, it's got to be a dream world. I mean, I know we're on altered... I was hoping for altered reality or time travel, but man. God, dream world. The Leviathan will not give a chance to make people... See, I fucking... That's another thing I was going to say. The Leviathan or the Theoden is such a bad fucking villain, and it makes me weep every time I have to use it. I will find the villain. I mean, you're really hot, but you're so fucking boring as a character, Carthia. Oh my gosh, you're gonna die? Please, I want to watch you die. You guys can't see her thing, but she said, should I leave it to you? Yeah, I mean, it's written there, holy shit. But yeah, she's like, can I leave it to you? Big titties? No! Oh my god, she's touching the ground with those big feet. Good lord, look how big she is. That's one of the best things about her. She's just like a super giant. I've said this before and I'll say it again. As a person who's 6 foot with a kind of interest in like a woman who's taller than me, I suffer. I suffer. I would never meet a woman taller than me. No! When am I going to meet a girl taller than me? What the fuck, man? The monster leaving its trace in dark trade. I can feel its frequency similar to my own. Theoden created me to be a resonator for its power, but I wasn't the only one. Many vessels before me failed. Okay, so now like there are villainous failed resonators here around, I guess. Sure, Marty. I can't believe how quiet they've made her voice. It's so weird. There's not much time. Look how big she is. Fuck me. 10 out of 10, that's a hot design. Why did they have to give her the worst fucking character story ever? I just do not give a fuck about this resonator girl. Why are all the resonators been terrible so far? You know, just throwing it out there. I'll keep searching. I mean, I guess the future-seeing girl in the first area was boring. She was just like boring Jade tech slop girl. Or I was like, oh yes, I see the future. I don't care. I just don't care. No matter what, I have a certain... You do have a certain specialness. She's gonna die. Oh, look at those tears. Look at me. See someone suffering. Oh my god. Oh. Once I saw the stop, just you shut the fuck up. I mean, yeah, because have the tear go down her face. Have the tear go down her face. Even a live mob by face can break its curse. I really hate this idea that they're trying to go with like everyone's always locked in fate and I just keep breaking it. Then fate doesn't mean anything. You know how you make stakes really high for me? You should have made it that like a story happens where like suffering does exist and I fail. That would really establish like you know, problems. Make it so I fail to save someone. And like I said, you can just make it a narrative thing. For example, Carthia or Lupa or someone who is destined to die. I fail. They do die. And maybe what's left over is like some sort of like, as I try to pull them back, I've got some sort of shade or whatever. And it's just like, you know, some sort of, you know, she's still here, but she's like dead or something, some weird element, and then play up that weird element in a way that's like, sure, you can have her as your team member, and look, she's still here and she's cute, but in truth, she's dead. Like something like that. Sock's a big fan of Mihara and Uni. I do like Mihara and Uni. I think they're a great kind of duo. Because and here's the thing, like I won't go too deep into their stuff, but Mihara and Uni were wonderful characters that really went through the ringer, and they kept them in the ringer. They didn't like hand wave it. They didn't go, okay, let's get it back to basics. Let's take everything and just put it back to normal. Let's get rid of it. The only thing I would say is similar to with Nikkei in particular. Nikkei clearly planned those Mihara and Uni. Same with the early girl who gets shot in like chapter 1 in the eye, who goes on to be like the girl who's like a heretic or whatever. They clearly did that, planned that right from the start, and did it right quickly early on. Uni and Mihara were better. Madonia. They were like they were a little fast, and they clearly didn't want to do it with an established character, which is really sad, because like, that's the problem with one of the gacha things you do. You go too long. Let's say they're not going to take Rappy, or they're not going to take some of those other characters, and they're not going to actually kill them or do something insane with them and change their status like Mihara and Uni, right? They're not going to do those things. They're not going to have a mind wipe done for those characters. In what I think, now I could be wrong, and I think I've heard that sometimes they do something like that with Nikkei, but they're not going to do that usually in most gachas. They have ideas for those things, but they often happen only early on in it, because when you kind of have a character around for a long enough time, the players and even the devs, they fall in love with these characters. They're their babies, and they can't kill them off. I heard it. I once listened to an author who described this as killing your babies. And he referred to this in the sense that there are characters or settings or ideas in something that you grow too attached to, and that you can't see the objective truth of a story or of a narrative, of how to improve the story by having them suffer or die or have something change drastically. It's always, no. She's my precious cinnamon bun. No hurty. Like everything just kind of turns into like you struggle, but you overcome because you're the best. But you overcome because you're the greatest. Whereas Modernia and that, very clearly, like they set that up in like fucking what, 5 chapters that were like 3 minutes of cutscenes each. I mean, talking each, and then there's a cutscene where you just brain a girl. Honestly, before I started playing Nikkei, I thought that happened much later. I was excited by the idea of me putting a fucking 9mm to the eye of this robot girl who I presumably would become good friends with and presumably would have multiple arcs with. I was actually kind of pissed when Modernia's whole thing happened in like the first 10 minutes. I was like, oh, okay, this is just to like set up the stakes of the story. It's not really a thing. And then later on, the closest that came to it in terms of appealing to that, in terms of the modern storyline type stuff, was with Uni and Mihara, because they actually had long-term permanent consequences for their actions and things that they got involved in. I think that other characters really did need to have. I think I like it when those things happen. And while I would love it for more characters, for example, those other terrorists and that other terrorist group thing, they deserve to have more long-term consequences. And I wanted to see more long-term consequences. But there's a lot of problems with like, they're like, oh, we want to make them our love girls. They need to survive. We need to keep them around for whale purposes. And also this particular dev has made this particular Nikkei their baby. So they're like really upset. They don't want to hurt him. And that's the sad truth of how these stories develop, which is why we get to a point where I'm watching things like Wuthering Waves, and I'm getting annoyed that they're not putting in the boot. Whereas it really would improve their story. If you just put the boot in for not even all of them, just 5% of your characters. If you took a 5% random selection of the permanent gacha characters and you murdered them horrifically at a later point, the amount of improvement for like that people would have for the story in general and like is just over the top. Now you might think, no, that's just edge posting. Believe me, it sets stakes. Because if I see 4-star character from chapter 1 who I'd seen a little bit, maybe one of those annoying girls that kept saying I was the best thing ever, show up now and get brained by like a high velocity slug through the head, and I can't stop it in some sort of a horrifying moment, then I know Lupus got a chance to get brained. I know Carthia's got a chance to get brained. All these characters that they want me to love, I know that they can die, and you don't need to go and kill them. But now that I know it can happen, like you can imagine there'll be like plenty of memes and plenty of obsession and with the story would come because everyone's like biting, and then it's like, oh, Kuro Games, what are you gonna do? Same thing happened with the first, what was it called? Same thing happened with the first, not Star Rail, but the Honkai Impact 3rd, where in Honkai Impact 3rd, now I don't know the whole story, but I know there's a big famous set of girls who died in those stories, like died in those stories, and they're not all of them, just like a few of them, like 1 or 2, 3 maybe, who actually died. Some of them were in the past though, like in, back in the day, just similar to kind of some of the Nikkei stuff, because let's be honest, all of the Nikkei stuff events that are set in the past are honestly infinitely better than the modern day stuff. I like the modern day stuff, but let's be honest, everything said in the past is way more interesting and I really like it. But they killed off those characters in Third Impact, and it added that tension of like, oh my god, anything can happen. And when the writer came over to Star Rail for Penacony, people were like, oh my god, and they were excited. I remember the hype around Penacony was so high because people knew this guy was a motherfucker. They knew what, and just the relation to those suffering things made everyone excited and scared. And you might say like, oh, but they didn't like it. No. People play up the idea of like, oh, I hate this guy. Fuck, he's going to kill him. They're excited. They're excited. They're just overexcited. You need to play that stuff right. There's a big difference between, oh, fuck, they're going to do it. They're going to hurt my wife for sure. And, oh, man, I fucking hate this shit. It's too edgy. I'm leaving. There's a big fucking difference. And most of the people most time when there's a death in a story, the result is usually like the fear and not the, oh, I'm just leaving because I don't care anymore. Often the times it's more of that fear. So what I'm trying to say is have some balls. Have the balls to kill someone. Have some balls to let the character die and or suffer, and you'll get a great result out of it with both the fandom and the game story going forward. But often people can't do that because these games are corporate slop, and those corporate sloppers know they're like, oh, the gamers weren't like that. The gamers weren't like that. And then the ones where they're really good, really good. And the ones where there's still passion involved, then you've got people saying, oh, I don't want to do that. I love her. I made this character myself. This is some dev or something. I would never have her suffer. And like the few that are prepared to do that often get yelled down by the other two who come to like it. For example, well-known element in Game of Thrones, and this is just characters in general I'm talking about here. In Game of Thrones, George R.R. Martin, aside from famously being slow at making his books, he famously can't kill Arya Stark because his wife said no. His wife just says no. So that's why she keeps surviving. Now, I'm not a big, I don't look at Arya or anything like that and go, oh my god, she's such a Mary Sue. No, I think that there's just a truth. It shows an inevitable truth that there can be people involved in a creative process, someone who are close to that process or directly involved, that can lead to, I love this character so much, she's my darling, I can't kill her. And it's a sad state of affairs. Ideally, you want to be a benevolent but cruelly fair god as a writer, I think. Someone who I know loves this world, but I could also know would bring down fucking lightning. It's something that is a big deal for me personally. Yeah, shut the fuck up, Carthia. Yeah, that's just because I jumped off a thing and grabbed your hand and it was really pathetic and I hate it. God, I hated your story so much, Carthia. Oh wow, how do you know that, Carthia? Is because in the last story I showed up and just solved everything that made no sense, and also nothing worked and it was all just illogical vibe bullshit? God, I hated that part of the story so much. Jesus Christ, her voice is quiet. Look at those tears there. It's nice. Make them fall. Make them fall. Just a line of tears down the face. And you know what? Here's another thing. As this is playing, it should be growing across her face. There should be like a part of her horn up here that is like pushing out as like one of those coral reef things crawl up around her skull. Got him. Whoever watches these things probably go, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck? Why do you want Lupa to suffer so much? Because I want to. See with yourself. Victory isn't won in an instant. It takes patience and perseverance. No! No! Wrong! Shut the fuck up, Carthia. Your entire arc was won in an instant where I decided I'm gonna be a hero. I saved the goddamn world. And then it's just like, it was won in an instant. You don't get to say it's won by patience and perseverance. There was no patience or perseverance in your story. It was literally 10 minutes of like, look, now the shonen heroes music is playing. Oh, fuck, I hated your story so much. Nah, you're right. Characters are made to suffer. Yeah. Fuck it. We need to look at our characters and realize that we love them, and we love them because of what they go through and become. Suffering builds character. And without it, it's like fucking it's just plain. It's uninteresting. It's spiceless. We don't have emotional moments for the sake of emotional moments. We have them on the back of struggle and pain and suffering, and a good writer will make me want to believe in those characters and those threats. Wuthering Waves, however, suffers from the broken base, as I've talked about. Its fundamental lore, its fundamental elements are all broken and dysfunctional in a way that's not interesting or fun, which means its story and narrative in later parts like this suffer, even as I try to compartmentalize them away from the greater parts of the lore. Just like how you wandered here for a came broken, led him to leave to find help for the city. So you're telling me things. See, you're telling me these things, and I like it, but like, what if we could have made this so much better? What if instead this arc had been I play as Carthia as she arrives and meets Lupa, this crazy Lupa, and we get the early parts of their story, and then like at a certain point it does like a hard cut flash forward showing us those future points that we saw earlier, and then it connects all together. Then we get the final death of Lupa in this loop. If it was a loop, but we all know it's a fucking she's just sleeping on a bed and we're just fucking with her. Probably. Nah, Lord of the Rings would have been way better if the characters had just flown over Mount Doom and dropped the ring in the chimney and gone home. All that suffering stuff is fun. True, guys. Push his glasses up on my nose. Why didn't they just use the eagles? Oh my god. Why did they have to go through that whole adventure? That's super stupid. There's people out there who say that very smugly, and I just kind of want to punch them. It's like, wow, you didn't get the whole point of a story. Now, I do understand the idea of the logical inconsistency, but I'm pretty sure the kind of way I saw the eagle thing is twofold. One, they're like literal gods and therefore like don't really get fucking involved. Angels, I believe. And the other side of it is, the other side that I see there is Mordor had like Nazguls and all sorts of things that could protect it. Like, it was in those moments that a whole bunch of fucked up shit was happening that stopped them from like using the Nazgul like that to defeat them. That's the way I was thinking of it. I didn't see it as a like, I saw it as more like this is a moment where it can work, and also the angels were like, well, yes, we'll be involved now, as opposed to, well, this is random Deus Ex. But I could see some people making that argument. I mean, I've made that similar argument for various things, so I can see where it is. Even if but once again, Lord of the Rings is fucking amazing. It's like, you know, we all know the orcs don't look up. True! Like, just like dogs, they don't look up. Jump to a new story and bring a message. See, here's the thing. How is she doing this? Okay, so we're seeing the scene that, like, links them together. Where she's now gonna go to a new story with this. Oh look, they got the tears. I'll try my best. Oh, she's dying. What's that person's name? How they... You know, if they're gonna say Rover, that's so stupid, because Rover just means like wanderer or whatever. So it's like, you don't actually say their name. That's funny as fuck. I like this, like POV dying. But, yay! Could have been a better death. But it was alright. They did their best. But like she says, go back in the story. So is she? So I guess the only assumption is that each of the bodies are recycled. You're submerged, and then she goes down and she finds the big old fucking looper bottle that she fights in the early parts. Oh, I'm crying. It's nice. See, they put in some effort, made her cry. Did she get her memories back, or is she just gonna be like, I don't know what I'm seeing? I have a feeling that when I jumped down here, I would have written this differently. I would have written in, she's like, I would have written in like, I have a feeling or something. Like she feels strange standing here. And I'd make her stand, see right here, where she was leaning up where she died. I'd have her stand and look there, and I'd have her like, I don't know, make her eyes shiver a little bit, look down like, why do I feel like this? Then you'd have the cutscene just we saw before, and then she would go back to her, but it wouldn't imply she'd seen that, and she'd be like, I can't focus here, I gotta go over here. Like, I would imply like she's getting a feeling from that moment, but like not memories. To imply like, that's what I would do. Like that's my scene framing in my brain, you know? Alright. So I gotta do a whole big bunch of puzzles to get rid of the water. Alright, let's go. See, like, once again, this all shit was like randomly thrown on us because of that damn fucking room before, where it should have been not done like this. It feels very forced. This is like, you know, round peg square hole situation going a little bit here. They're getting it through, but there's some tearing. Like the detective, she chose to remain on the... See, like, this is what you're explaining. You're explaining to me that at the end of some arc, there's some sort of choice or ability to, like, maybe pass something over. But you didn't really explain that. You just kind of showed me a bunch of symbols and colors. And now you're trying to say that directly in, like, a really ham-fisted way. This is why we needed an hour, maybe an hour and an hour and a half of an arc where I go through the story as some other character or as this character, where these elements are fleshed out and told to me in a more natural way. Not just flashbang a bunch of shit to me that I don't understand in 12 seconds, and then just come out here and then slowly, directly tell me like I'm an idiot. This is really bad writing. Still the best things that Wuthering Waves has done so far, which says a lot. Okay. So now, so basically she's saying she wasn't the protagonist of the story that the Rover shows up in. I was, because Carthia did some stuff and that made Lupa the protagonist again? Is that what they're trying to say? The fact that I have to think about this and it makes no sense and it feels very vibey as opposed to some sort of logic can be applied here annoys me. Like, you need to have something, man. You gotta have something. Even if it was as simple as the person who gets to the end of the story can make some small twists using this power I've stolen from the Fractus. I can't do much, but I can change the next narrative in some way. I can influence it, you know, something like that. But no, it's more weird, and they're throwing 25 things at the wall and hoping I don't notice. During our journey overlord, the warrior saw the monsters doing. Is trying to use Maya to steal my role again to corrupt Semter once more. But it was already corrupted. See, like, this is the part I don't get. Like, what do you... Whatever. Like, there's no end goal for the villain. He's already won, if you really think about it. Okay, so you gotta fight the other. Yeah. The rushing element of this and trying to, like, mash all these things together really is, like, the evidence of WuWa's writing and Kuro Games really not having a strong hold on their writing. It is, like, solid evidence of Kuro Games' like, I don't want to say inexperience, but lack of confidence, perhaps, would be a good way to put it. And competence, to another degree. It's like, we can't tell a good story. We have an idea. But, like, we're just kind of, like, force it through and then just tell you what's happening. That's why vibe storytelling really comes to mind. More so than, like, the parts I've learned in the past. How they actually, yeah. Okay, so there's a... In Sabat tradition, it's best Blade watches over the warriors. Many of the old routes are blocked, but I can try draining the water through the remaining ones worth a trip. Alright, so I'm gonna do my puzzling. I don't want that. Wait, do I have to open this? Oh, I have to... Oh. Loop, but from House Silver, please wait, retreating gliders for you. Happy hunting. What? I don't know what I'm doing, but okay. Okay, once again, I hate that shit. Stop telling me. Stop randomly having, like characters talk entirely cut off. Oh, it's neat. It's working. I like that. Looks cool. Ah, see, once again, stop fucking making the character talk and then just taking it away. God damn it, why is every fucking... I mean, I guess NTE didn't do that much. Bonk, 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 bonk. Victory! Yay! Ah, shit, what? More? Die. Die, 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 die. Why does she have passive Bob Jiggle? Oh, every character in almost every gacha nowadays have passive Bob Jiggle. Because, they kind of just stand there and they kind of just gyrate, is one way to put it. Oh, I've got this, like, half-eye foxing. I'm not Flaming Fox anymore, but, I took off my jacket. Wow, I wanted to be Flaming Fox so I could see my cool flaming tail. It looked nice when I was on fire last time. Bonk! That looked really weirdly animated. Am I the only one who saw that and was like, that was really weirdly animated? I mean, I don't hate... Okay, over there then. Oh! Oh, sorry, wrong button. Oh, fuck it. I don't care. Oh, now I'm the fly one. Yay! Firefox! Or wolf. You gave me a big spear, idiot. That's fine. Just go get me a spear. Also, another thing I'm a little annoyed with. Why did they tell me all about the world and like all the dark elements? What? Oh, what the fuck are you doing? Why did they tell me all about the world and stuff of like the island, and then proceed to just like focus in on something kind of not related to that? I mean, I'm happy with the lore, but like, come on. How bad is it today? It's getting bad, but mostly because it's kind of rushing towards its ending without really establishing things. It's kind of just like doing its usual thing of like, I'm going to establish, or I'm going to be like, look at how intense all my stakes are, for no real reason. Whereas, they still got like the goodwill from like the nice build-up, but yeah, they have been having a few problems. Lupin's hot as fuck though, so you know, there's still that. And I killed the big dog. Victory! Dog is dead. Go in. Give me the thing. Let me stab the thing. Yes, but at the very least, we have Bob Jiggle. Why did no one else think that they could drain this by like doing by? But you know what? I would question it. I'm sure they have. You know what? I would have probably added in like a religious and or cultural reason why they didn't drain this area. Like for example, like a whole thing of like, this is the shame that happened down here. We should not do that to this area. Like something like that would have been nice. Because otherwise it's just like, what do you mean your society just like doesn't give a fuck, does it? Alright, let's go find the fucking Sleeping Beauty version of Lupa, where I'll fight the evil Lupa who's been manipulated. And oh, wow, I'm running really fast suddenly. Go! Run! Oh, down? Down. Done. Am I gonna have like a fucking opposing force situation where I get stuck on the elevator? Note to self, critics not happy with story, distract with more Bob Jiggle. True. Well, I mean, for a lot of people that works. I mean, Wuthering Waves is quite beloved. For everything that I complain about, let's not fucking forget, Wuthering Waves has a lot of good fans. Every time I complain about this and I upload a VOD, there are a lot of people that dislike the video. Like, I'm pretty sure most people can see it. I mean, I don't turn off dislikes or anything like that. Oh god, I've got another set of like random shit I have to open. Alright, well, let's do this. But there's a... How do I do that again? But don't I have to press a button for that? It should have come up already. Oh, no, it's... Wait. Nice, it actually let the fucking story play out. But yeah, there's a lot of people, like a lot of those big videos I've done on Wuthering Waves and all other gacha games, there's a lot of people who love their gacha games. And regardless of how informed whatever the fuck the things I say are, they turn around and they're just like, it doesn't matter, I hate this, you know. It's like the stuff I said about that recent Yomi no Demon one. There's a few people on like the community note who are defending it, or who have sent messages, or I've seen people talk about whenever I mention it. And like I had that whole like some guy on Twitter was talking really in depth about how much I was wrong, and I'm like, I'm just pointing these things out, man. And he kept pointing out other things. It's like a lot of people really don't like it when something that they like is like negative things are pointed, even if those things are true. They'll go to the line to defend it, and I get it because like, you know, I feel like that too. Anyway, let's see how these two are related. So this was that girl who got exiled in the other thing. Okay, I already pulled that body from the sea. Yeah, okay. So now we're learning about how the Sylvia girl was actually more of a villain than just being randomly introduced. Which is good, I suppose. Got to include her. I know Septim's current emperor doesn't... I'm gonna bring up the Senate. You haven't really built that up that much, but eh. But the idea of her trying to get power in the city, I get it. Okay. Someone... I don't know about that, brother. She seemed to be risking a lot. You really shouldn't risk trying... She risked a lot and fucked up in the other arc, so I don't know if she's cunning. I don't work for our sake, I work for the cities. Some have forgotten the terror of life adrift at sea. To survive the tide, one must make the right choices. She's gonna try and build built up more? Dead woman who fell in the sea? Oh, so you got Mia's body. But she died like 100 years ago, was it? Like a long time? That's another thing that like this arc is failing a little bit on me. Time. I'm okay with the earlier arc where it went straight from me hanging out with Lupa to the big battle. That was okay. But how much time is passing is a little bit too vague. For example, if you said like for example, Carthia says like, oh my god, I arrived to the island, like this island's been falling apart for years, how did no one notice? Or something like that. Like, you know, that maybe that in that version, Carthia had been wandering around in like the ruins for years, or like this part here with Mia, like the body, like when's this taking place? Is this taking place during the other story? Or is this taking place well earlier? And didn't Mia like die 100 years ago or 50 years ago or something like that? Like the body would have been well gone. Like, explain some of these time discrepancies to me, please. Practice experiments will continue. In the meantime, covering up this little laboratory's existence will require your existence, madam. The heart? She didn't have any... Oh, Julia, stop being mean to Mia. Mia was pretty hot. I'd hit too. If it wasn't those for incompetent fools in the Senate using her as a puppet to shift the attention and anger of the masses. Was that actually happening? I mean, that would be interesting. This would be a neat reveal if you had set this up somehow. Explaining the timeline would require having a timeline in the first place. You know what? That's real. I feel like, see, this is the problem I'm starting to have with Lupa's arc. Lupa's arc has been well built up the groundwork for the area and her, and now it's folding into these problems with, like, how they're digging in deeper. The problem with passing time is that often a thing I notice in not so great stories. Yeah, it's definitely an issue. Like, a not so great story does this, where they kind of just ignore it, but they're probably trying to bank off the idea that this is some sort of weird loop situation, so nothing matters, which is the problem with, again, Wuthering Waves vibe-based storytelling. It's falling into its habits once more of tell me something and 10 minutes later, like, introduce it and then justify it. Some elements are still being foreshadowed, and at least some people and stuff is being introduced. For example, at least Sylvia here wasn't introduced like 5 minutes ago. Like, why is her hair, like, look at that weird fucking effect that's going on there. Whatever. Oh, it's because she's a spooky ghost, right? Don't be upset, Demon. You're raptured about the girl is so feeble she can't resist the creator's will in the size. Winning the Grand Hang was precisely what brought the shadow of death. Luck and misfortune, nobility and loneliness, weakness and strength, a person's nature is like two sides of a coin. I've always found the beauty inevitable. You know what? I kind of like this guy in terms of what he thinks, but as a character, he's way too much of a mystery box man who just keeps saying silly mystery things. Like that's I think a bad habit of WuWa at this point. Just make characters say silly, like, mysterious thing, and you'll totally believe in it. Okay, yeah. I can't. Wait, no, fine, that's fine. They're not gonna. She didn't leave Seven once she vanished. The sea took. Yeah, because like, you know, we thought she just left or something. That's right. I think oh look, I'm sexy fox girl now. Hell yeah, Firefox. Wait, what do I need to do? Wait, why is it saying go this way again? Oh, I went the wrong way. Like, a good story should make things slot into place as I listen. Whereas a Wuthering Waves is kind of like throwing shit at me. Visually, very nice, but it just keeps having its habit. Get him! Bonk. There we go. Victory! Up more. Fuck! Is that the same one? God damn it. Oh god, he's throwing bubbles at me! None of that! You bastard! Throwing bubbles is illegal! Stab him! I will not live for this. I will not accept your bubbleness. Alright, let's go, Firefox. God, for whatever reasons, Loop is really hot though. I kind of think at this point, I just... Okay, I can't do this because if I press this button while she's talking, it's going to end it. I at least want to get... Oh, so this is like... oh, I see. This is the practice stuff. Okay, let's see what the little past thing is. Tell me what they were talking. Oh, it's the. Oh my god, they're gonna talk to each other both in riddles. They'll be like, "Yes, the time has come. Yes, the narrative draws to its close." Bullshit like that. Trust you've seen experimenting in the dark. What do you think? If not for the sword embedded in her chest, I wouldn't mistake the corpse finger. I could mistake this. Okay, so here, okay, we're getting some time. Maybe they should have mentioned this part at the start. Like, for example, when Silver Girl should have been like, I can't believe she looked exactly the same. It's so weird. It's like, yes, and then like she should have said something like that. But look at that. That's how much fucking I'm nitpicking at this point. Her data has been valuable as the Theoden's failed resonator. This specimen is in its own way remarkable. It wasn't long ago that the detective intervenes and broke free from that tower. Oh, really? So Septimon fell into this guy's fuckery around then. So this can't have been decades. It has to be some sort of weird reality loop at this point, and or Looper's just in a tank and we're just listening to her sleep. I discovered a small piece of the Theoden's essence within Mia was reawakened with the Tower's resurgence in our world. See, that's a stupid thing to say. Like once again, in Japanese, it's like she said, it's like you've realized something. Or sounds like it found new inspiration is like literally an incorrect translation of like the voices. But you know, once again, started in Chinese. The Septimus will host the Great Argon soon. I've come up with an intriguing idea. So this is where he's using his power. Before her death, Mia also attended the tournament. I'll use that as the fictitious anchor to craft a play and rewrite reality. Oh my god, it's the villain telling us his story! Whoa! So yeah, no, it's fictional. What a terrible power this guy has. It's basically built to be hand-waved as like, everyone dies, but don't worry, they can come back. I've already discussed terms with it and reached them. It? You spoke with the Theoden? Okay, Leviathan... Oh, that's the other thing, sorry. I was thinking they were the same for a bit. I thought the Theoden was locked away again. You know these two are like secretly like a secret good organization that are just doing things extreme-like and refuse to explain anything. Like, that's unironically what's going to happen with these stupid nerds. I'll fashion a story for the sea creature, enabling it to fulfill its wish when one sought, to have the dark tide swallow them. Okay. The White Theater wants to use Maya to find some central hub in order to corrupt the beacon system. Even if we met failure, it would control the champion's mind and infiltrate these. The idea of a failed attempt by the big speed monster is okay, even if I fucking hate the Theoden. It's just like, everything is now become so clunky in the story. Which is really sad, because the elements are there for this to not be clunky. They're just making it clunky with their bad fucking explanations for everything. In face of futility, risk and drops, and the girl shows death, she drove the sword into her heart and left her sleep. See, and I honestly would prefer if Mia had just, like, suffered through her own, like, demons rather than just being forced into having that stupid thing in her head, because it's such a boring, uninteresting villain. It's like so bad that whenever they bring it up, it brings the story down by 20%. Honestly, I wish following arcs didn't include the Theoden at all. It's such a cringe enemy. The Blessed Maiden single-handedly thwarted Theoden's designs, but this poor soul had no chance to take her own life. A death so theatrical, so in Solar, how poetic, how truly tragic. Okay, bro, stop RPing as me. Stop it. Stop RPing as me! I don't care if you're... Shut the fuck up, Pavlova! You barely... Like, Pavlova, your taste in story is literally just, I say something and then do something else and act all mysterious. That's the end of... Like, that's endlessly your plan. You love it when the villain just straight up explains their plan? Yeah. Like, I get you need to get it across, but it's just one of those things. It's just another sign of poor storytelling. I get, like, elements of the plan being explained, but the player has to... It's great when the player puts these things together, and, like, you know, things are better. But, like, how much has this been? Since we walked into that glowing doorway, it's been nothing but, wow, something big and impressive, emotional scene. Turn to camera. Hello, let me now explain what that means. It just keeps doing it. They can't stop. They can't help themselves from just writing the story and then just giving you the fucking cliff notes like you're a goddamn child. And to be fair, maybe they're... To be fair, I think a lot of them are aiming at the most common denominator. Problem is, there's a lot of players for Wuthering Waves and other games like it that just don't care. They don't pay attention to that shit. If you make your story, like, aimed for a higher level group of people that is, like, more appreciative of it, the lower level people will come along and appreciate it too, because they were going to like it. They were going to seal clap as if it was stupid, if it was good. The only people you're going to upset if you make your story have that bit more of those things I want are a handful of whales and a handful of people who really fucking, like, obsess. You know, the happy ending at any cost people. Those people get upset, but they'll keep playing, and the majority of those low fucking tier idiots that your story might be aimed at, those fucking kids who are just spending their mum's credit card on fucking whale shit, those motherfuckers, they didn't care in the first place because they barely understood it because they weren't paying attention. Don't fucking play to that audience, honestly. That's my advice as a writer to anyone. What ending have you got planned for this episode? He's gonna say something like, "I'll let them choose." Such an impatient reader. Well, yeah, she literally gives us a book to change everything because she's, you know, such a weirdo. Well, my play is not an amplifier designed to nurture the theater's lingering power. Once it grows large enough, I'll overlay the sonora to real. Ah, look at him explaining everything for us. All I need is for Domina Yulia to select the right champion, swapping out the protagonist. Once the sea creature grows within the cradle, I forged from the dark tide, the hymn of journeying paradise will spread. So he just wants to kill everyone. What a great story. Compared to the Septimus who's long forgotten me, the story I've written for much more thrilling, don't you agree? I mean, generally, yeah. Like, I like a tragic story, but I just think that everything you do is silly, and this whole story has become silly, and it's filled with fucking holes. I think he's gonna say I don't care. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he's the type of character to say shit like that. That's Irby. Forever, my stories are mankind's attempt to imagine reverse fate. He's like embodiment of like me desiring more suffering in the stories, yet written like a failed thespian. Yeah, fuck. And she's written as just like a cringe lord who just can't decide what she wants to do in life, and she's like, they'll bring up stuff better. If this play proves detectives worthy of becoming the protagonist of my story, I'm literally the protagonist of everything. They pass trial by fire, then isn't that victory as well? Considering the fact these are clearly like just off the reservation good guys, not like the, but I do appreciate that these guys are off the reservation good guys, as opposed to motherfucking what is it name? Because like each one of these gacha games have their character. The ones that I really dislike as off the reservation good guys, who aren't off the reservation at all, are the Stellaron Hunters from Star Rail. I really feel like they should have been more evil. I fucking hate how quickly and easily those guys slip into being the good guy characters. Oh my god, the door is open. Let us go through. Nah, it's the fun part. Let him do what he wants. Oh, Lupa. Damn. No, not... Yeah, but like, you know, that's literally how stories go. So stop being such a baby. Sad stories are good. Kill these teddy bears. Die, teddy bears. Die, teddy bears. Fuck you. Maybe I will be getting to the end soon. I feel like... Well, I mean, there's probably another quest after this where I play as the rover saving everyone. And then maybe that'll be the end of it. Yeah, more boys. But I can just do this. Die! I do appreciate that they gave, they're doing what I said before about, like, making characters, just have villain character, making me play as a character and set. I think it's way better than, just like, oh, it's one of these puzzles. I think it's way better than, forcing me to go along with, my own team sometimes, because you can judge exactly how much you need. I need to do something. Yeah, let's do it. What was it? Yeah, hit it. What a impressive puzzle. Alright, Fox Girl, go! I would have forgiven everything about this Looper quest as it started to slip if they just gave me the option to take off Looper's clothes. You're not going to force me into listening to something and then cut it off? Alright, good. What's going on now? Oh. Oh my god, it's Mia! An evil Mia. Oh god, they're using that stupid fucking theater. See, look at this. Oh, still lingering me. It's such an annoying piece of shit. I hate the theater so much. It's so boringly written. God, listen to me. Person who likes fucking Wuthering Waves who somehow stumbled on this moment. How can you listen to this boring, goddamn one-track villain who's just evil for the sake of evil? I mean, I don't really want them to be, like, mystical or have, like, a sad reason. Just so uninteresting and uninspired. It was just, like, scary villain who wants to take over the world and destroy everything. Just so fucking uninteresting. How do you even care? How do you watch this, enjoyer of this story? Like, I mean, I'm enjoying Looper's story, generally. But it has started to slip, and it's mostly because it keeps relating back to these broken elements that are just fundamentally dumb. Annoying detective specific. That's true, yes. The point of this story is to specifically annoy me. A fading reservation that should have evolved in the tea long ago. Like, look at her. She's saying, look how villainous it is. Am I gonna have to, oh man, am I gonna save Maya as well? If I'm gonna say Maya as well, I'm gonna be kind of annoyed. At least Maya was like a tragic end and kind of fun, interesting story. To claim the title. Was that not your unfulfilled wish? See, like, there's so much more interesting elements we could do here because she's a failed resonator. And the Theoden made their resonators. Like, legitimately made the resonators. The Theoden, like, put them together like building blocks. And they don't play with that at all. They don't play with it at all. And on top of the Theoden being just annoying, boring-ass fucking evil villain in the sky. Oh my god, there's so much unfulfilled potential here. I don't need this victory. Mia, I'm so annoyed that your depression where you killed yourself is like literally just because big spooky monster was in your head. It was much more interesting when you actually looked like you were having trouble. Randomly added in, so, well, we know that she was needed in the first place, but I guess this is what it was for. Oh, wait, give me a second. Ah. Silly cat. Sorry, there's a cat in here. I cannot touch the central hub level 8. So randomly that, yeah, I guess. See, here it is. They're adding in the edge of it. The edge of an idea here. You're both my daughters, my very creations. Why this fruitless resistance? Why indeed? And why did you not use this, writers? For example, like, if she was like, oh god, do we have to keep her in this form of like a spooky, annoying version of her? If she wasn't like, I mean, not spooky, as in like this fucking tropey ass, ha ha ha, the world will be mine version is boring. But a spooky, crazy, unknowable eldritch monster is way more scary and interesting. But even if we have to keep it like this and keep her like this, like kind of essentially witch kind of being that doesn't really understand humanity, there's so much more we could have done, you know? We could have made it How did they grow up? Did they grow up with her? Was she nursing them, or did she make these babies and did she put them into like nurseries? What if here's a big one. What if secretly there was a cult, a secret cult, because the Theoden couldn't reach through. They were locked off, and the cult, through ritual that the Theoden had leaked into their minds, gained pregnancies and birthed these children, and like through the whispers, the unknown whispers of the Theoden, spread them to these areas where they grew up in these situations, and their minds are half not their own. There's like so much more you could do. Whereas there's both Mia and Carthia just feel like normal people that just ended up in these situations. You keep saying these are your daughters, quote unquote, yet you don't really have any role that I see in their creation. It just feels like you chose two random girls that happened to resist you. It's like it's such an unforced error and a waste of potential more than anything. Well, Finn a sock that wasn't worn by an anime girl. You don't know that. You can't see the rest of the sock. I could be on the foot of an anime girl right now. You can't tell me what to do. But that's my biggest problem with Wuthering Waves. And I think why Wuthering Waves, and I say this, keep in mind, fan of Wuthering Waves, I say this with actual sadness. It's things like this that means Wuthering Waves will never beat even mid-ish stories like Genshin Impact. Or Star Rail. We're definitely not Star Rail. Star Rail at least starts out better, even if it has its own rough parts. But its lore and foundational enemies and foundational elements are way more interesting. Way more interesting. Way more developed. And even if they fuck up with the second layer, the layer of like the actual narrative, the Theoden type lore for like Star Rail, way more solid. Way more solid and interesting compared to what Wuthering Waves does. And even as they tighten up the later parts, you get your 3.0s that you really like. Even as those parts improve, that early part of Wuthering Waves that continues to drag itself into elements like this, where Lupa and that, the first part of the story that as a player I started getting interested in, it keeps dragging them down. And I think that's why Wuthering Waves, once it's over, will not be remembered as one of the greatest gacha games of our time outside of its combat. And perhaps you're happy with that. You know, it'll be remembered greatly because of the combat. A lot of people are going to remember, oh, the combat was great, but that story was kind of mid. It's unfortunate, but it's true. And no matter how good those later parts get, that base is still fractured. All of those poorly thought out early lore choices that they can't bring themselves to change, that they are chained to, and those early first impressions that go on for hours and hours and hours and hours are always going to bite them in the ass. No matter how many YouTube videos people will make about, hey, it's getting good, 3.0's kind of peak. It's fundamentally broken, and it's too little, too late to become a masterwork. Perhaps a good story in some elements in those later bubbles, but fundamentally it's broken from ever reaching those things. We all saw the artwork. That's true actually, yeah. The fan fiction artwork made by Sheki of me being the of the socks being on a cute anime girl. Hell yeah. Grab her tits, Theoden. See the idea, okay, again, another cool idea. What if, okay, let's say the idea of this. Theoden's a talker. Let's accept Theoden is a talker. What if Theoden, on top of being a talker, was a manipulator? And I know they say that in the story, but every time they tell me that Theoden's a manipulator, they just show me it acting like a megalomaniacal maniac and laughing. It never seems to actually manipulate. You know? That's the kind of shit that it fucks up with. I have to learn today that my neighbor who always crashes out and who always hears yelling through the walls, it's genuinely schizophrenic. Are you my neighbor? What? Are you listening to me crash out about Wuthering Waves, skeleton? Damn. It's such a basic bitch manipulation. Why not have it that Maya was suffering from depression and like going through life, like even putting aside the daughter element, and then like along comes the Theoden as someone who can give her power and chance, but it like slowly manipulates her into this. And like rather than just being like evil, like why do you still resist me, it's all like sweet honeyed words and not this filtered auto-tuned villain voice booming, but someone like they you can see that someone was thinking about that, like as they pick up her hands, like the moments like this, like, oh look, they're holding on to hands like that, they're thinking about it, but they're not taking the next step. It's always like that with Wuthering Waves. Just a little of a good idea, never taken to the next step. He wasn't always schizo, but he ate too many narcotics. Be careful. I've lived with some junkies before. They can go fucking crazy. And if they know you, oh, fuck, you'll be fucked. I once had, and this is like, I won't go deep into this because like, it's not a very pleasant story. But I once had a junkie who I knew very fucking well break into where I was staying when I was like, it was late at night. I was having a shower because like I just finished up doing a bunch of stuff. Like I was having a late night shower. I was, you know, home alone. I could do whatever I want. Broke into the house, ran into the shower, grabbed me, pulled me out of the shower, started screaming and screaming about how like he needed to save me and was I okay, and just off his fucking rocker. And oh my god. Eventually I just called the police on him and a whole bunch of other shit. But like, yeah, don't fuck around with junkies, man. They will go off their rocker. And like you might think, oh, it'll be fine. Like they care about me, and like I just want to see it. No, never risk it with a junkie, brother. Junkies can go crazy, and like they fuck up their brain so much. He wasn't even on drugs at that point. He was just freaking out. The kind of people that just lose themselves. Oh no, she won't hold your hand. We were raised by them. She's saying, I was raised by humans. See, like, this element of, like, I was raised by humans. You might be my mother, but it doesn't matter. Like, it's so under-fucking cooked. Now, you'll never understand. Now, we already know that the monster's going to act scarily. But what happens if it just embraces her? It embraces her and goes, no, you'll never understand. And it's my mistake. What if it loved her? What if it actually fucking loved her? Imagine a tragic Theoden that is trying to do these things, but it really believed it was in its daughters. It loved its daughters. The daughters were important and special to it. Imagine that. God. Why do they fuck up so much? Who the fuck gave them these good kernels of idea, then they gave it to the worst fucking executor ever? At least in his deranged state, he was trying to help you. I guess there's that, but he probably would. See, but here's the thing. He just as likely would have killed me. He probably just as likely could have run in there, and he was the type of guy that a murder-suicide takes place, and people like, you know, you see the news like, murder-suicide took place. Yeah, that's the kind of situation. I got out of it. I got out of that situation eventually. They even armed me. Proud in battle, yearning for strength, unknown, the heart of Septuagint is better than you. Like Theoden is just arrogant and boring. Not a good manipulator. Not a good, like, character. Just a evil force for the sake of being evil. God, I actually... It actually hurts me to see how poorly she's used. You can admit they used you, then cast you aside. You can't always set aside that you're insignificant. Like, yeah, it's... Like, all of these things sound true. But, like, the Theoden is just, like, used in, like, such a shitty way. Why can't... It's like... A childish, simplified villain for a childish, simplified audience. And I don't mean that to you, person who's probably an adult listening to this. I mean that she's written as a big bad villain for the lowest common denominator. Children. The Theoden is written for children. That's why she's such a simplified villain. I hate her. She was mean to Maya. I bad girl. That's who it was written for. No one with a brain. You don't need to have them be complicated all the time, I know. But man, come on, more than just boring. Especially if you want a long-running big bad. Big bad villain with big bad boobs. It'd be nice if they gave her big bad boobs. But generally speaking, the Theoden's just like a big spooky horse monster in the sky, and it's dull and uninteresting. Or in the ocean. They never do anything interesting with it. I think the only time I had a schizo attack me was my own mum. She used many meds at once and consumed alcohol. Ah, well, that's a dangerous one. You can't kill her in self-defense and then feel good about it. Finally, someone to use my gun on! Thanks, Mom! Bang! Alright, my Limbus Weekly's done. I sleep now. Alright, have a good sleep, man. Rest up. Right. Well, I'm not going to go there, because if I go there, it's going to start... If I walk too far forward, it's going to activate cutscene and I'll miss out. No, there we go. Oh, no. Alright. They thought about this one, maybe. Good thought. They thought. They used their brain. Well, almost killed myself there. Good lord. It's a very big place. There's too much water down here. The water damage is dangerous. My god, why is there no mold? No realism, 0 out of 10. They're still going for this Maya stuff. Okay. Shame for not something I chose, shame for something just here. Sometimes it's... What are you talking about? What? Oh, okay, she's talking about the villain. Oh, damn, look at those tits! Sorry, I got distracted. She's talking about like... Nah, fuck them. If they... I feel like screw them. If they fuck up, like cheat in their goddamn gladiator shit, that's them. Especially in a place where it's like... Very good. Oh my god, this is the Mia. She didn't stand. She was stand alone. She chose to trust. Did I though? I mean, I guess I threw her into the big old book. Dang it, her tail was in the way. True. You can see her. No, don't worry. The tail is part of the fun. To see her ass. 10 out of 10. I was actually very lucky she didn't have the gun that she earned. Yeah, you gotta be careful about that shit. That's why, like, whenever you're with a junkie or you're living around a junkie, you need to fucking, you prepare the field of battle, is what I'm trying to say. You got a fucking chain on your lock in case they have a thing? Yeah. You got a chain? Good. Keep that. Because the junkies usually don't have the forethought to go, like, a fucking... I mean, like, especially if they're actually crazy. You'll have a few moments. I don't know, Lupa, don't worry about Carthia. Carthia is a loser. I guess that just proves that now the Carthia version of Lupa that is now like mixed in with this one, which I guess I would have preferred a version of her die. Would have been funny. And she's also like, no, so like you could have imagine if we had written this right, we could have said Mia, rather than her resonance ability might be weak, we could have said Mia fought against her nature, a creature created by evil, someone who decided her own destiny. As a simple fucking narrative that's way better than anything they've written here. A heart isn't shaped by what she's born with, what she's given. Okay, now they're going with that. I've underestimated us. I don't see why she's suddenly having this like kind of thing. Lupin never struck me as someone who's having those doubts. Like she was suffering, yeah, in the art, like, you know, on the thing trying to overcome stuff, but she never. I guess they kind of tried to build this up, but it never really got in there. The doors are very heavy steel doors. You can't break in. Yeah, I mean that's good. Good shit. Yeah, Jingle, drop of life in you. See, a monster not understanding life is kind of, is kind of fine. But wouldn't it be like much more interesting if it was a monster that like both understood life, or even if it doesn't understand life, it's one that like truly does love her daughters? That'd be so much nicer. Something that's. Oh god, here we go. The shonen music is starting, guys. Yeah, that's the thing. Built by Hanum, not Sentinel, not Theoden. I don't know why the Sentinel's brought into this. Who gives a fuck? Unfortunately, I think they really are slipping now. We're entering into vibe moment for the sake of vibe moment. People, see, look, we're just saying shit for the sake of shit at this point. I mean, people need to like chase it no matter what. They'll learn to live with the shadow. See, now you're like fighting against gods? God, see, they don't build these things up properly. It's just, we thought about this and we think it's a great idea. And then we have some nice visuals to add to it. And I can't help but think, I kind of want the villains to win because everything's so annoying that at least shocking me would be fun. God, this music really doesn't fit because I didn't deserve it. It doesn't deserve it! This is an unearned position. Not as unearned as Carthia's one, but this one's still pretty unearned. I'm shoehorning, yeah, I'm shoehorning in my fucking emotional vibe moment because I feel like, oh, it's so emotional, guys. God, every fucking time I get near the end of a Wuthering Waves story. Oh god, let's move forward. Great. Okay. See, now, like we're talking about, she's saying, I'd rather die than be a puppet. But they really didn't build that element up at all. It's always like half a second. No, fuck you. You stupid part. Carthia's story was awful. Carthia's like, oh, see, look, they keep trying to build it up, but it's so fucking muddled. I've tapped. Fuck you, Rover. God, I don't feel like playing anymore. I'm just actually getting annoyed. I'm getting annoyed at how, like, they're fumbling this. Guys, showing me good art doesn't make a good story. It's not making this adventure fit. It's just your shotgun attempt at making vibe moments. Fuck. I've arrived from work. What I miss? You miss nothing but this being bad. He took the sock off. It was hot. Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, it was very hot. Yeah, my sweaty. So you got to see the sweaty anime girl feet that I hired to wear me for each stream. You know why they had to have that cutscene? Because they were like, oh, they don't understand the vibe we're going for here. So let's just write it in right now so everyone knows what we're emotionally fighting for, rather than build it up. God, I hate the fact that they rush. I hate the fact that they muddle up their themes. I hate the fact that they can't keep their brain on one track. And I hate the fact that they underestimate and like poorly use all these things. Guys, isn't it so cool, the music? Oh, isn't it so cool if I have a big people thing now, guys? Oh, this is so fun. I fucking hate the Theoden so much. You're such a terrible story, mate, creation. Yeah. Look at you talking about just bullshit that makes no sense, really. It feels like it feels like they make up an idea for the Theoden or the villain's line on the just on the fly. Yeah. Ugh. Just kill the damn thing. Can I just... I kind of wish the Theoden would die and just never come back. It's so... You know, I think in a way, this arc is making it clear to me how bad the game really is. Because the one time they started getting an interesting character together and an interesting arc together, it was ruined by, once again, being related to all the other bullshit that they did. You know? And all of this fun kind of combat that is not... A human life is nothing but a screen between life and death. Like, if you want to try and say you're saving them, oh, you want to be like a villain to take over the world, you want to destroy everything, it's always so fucking all over the place. This theater is just a bunch of like, let's make it a villain that does villain stuff. It's just... Oh, wow, look, guys. Oh, okay, it's... There we go. Wow, I did it. Wow. Look at it, I did it, guys. I pressed the buttons. Wow. Wow, it's so impressive. I mean, with Carthia it was more depressing, but this is its own way depressing. Like the story just having so much potential and then just getting killed by like rushed narrative elements and being associated with endlessly dull core lore they can't escape from. Everything falls apart. No, let's see how they end. Here comes the hero, or am I gonna... It's gotta be another quest after this one. This can't be the end of it. I mean, I'd like it if it was, because then I'd be able to talk about this in a longer video, and I'd be done my Wuthering Waves from 8 months or so. The monster looks creepy though. God, this music. And once again, unearned. Unearned. Look how unearned this is, guys. Unearned. Beautiful, but unearned. It's all fucking unearned. I think, well, it's better than the great actual. It's always shonen music. Beautiful ideas that are brought up in 3-second intervals and then forgotten. The idea, like right here, you clearly thought someone wanted to, oh, two gladiators across time connecting. Isn't this beautiful? That's what they were thinking of. Agreed. I agree. It wasn't a good story. Oh, it's that guy again. Even the earlier one, it was sucked as well. Just kill her. Just kill her. Please kill her. No. No mystery for the next chapter. Because you guys suck. And there is no mystery. It's all bullshit. You already know that you're like secretly heroes. God, I hate the practice. God, I hate Wuthering Waves. God, I hate my life. Nothing is earned. And they brought back the stupid... Oh, God, she's so hot. Looper. You're... Looper. Fucking... Why do they always ruin it, guys? Why do they make it so sloppy? Why do they have such good build-up in this arc just to fuck me over? At least with the other stories, they were always jerking my chain around. In this one, it's like, wow, I had some hopes for it. It's like, we could maybe make a good story. I mean, I didn't expect an amazing end. I just expected a kind of simple core direction. But it's like, God. Yeah, everything's happy, guys. It's all safe. The heroes win. Isn't that what you wanted? Isn't that just how short? It's so fucking annoyingly predictable. Two female gladiators connecting through time. What is this? They're making out now. See, that would have been fine. They really needed to build that up though. But it's like, oh, you wanted to have, and like it seems like in that final moment, in that cutscene where they're fighting, it's like, oh. This is the whole point of the of this arc. Mia and Lupa like connecting across time. I'm like, where in any of the story did you have that kind of happen? Where in any of this this story did you build up these two? Did you have like, yeah, you had her like Mia, but you added in so many other elements that if you wanted me to have this idea that they were parallels and that there was like a connection between them, you had nothing. You had nothing. Like, this is the biggest failure of this arc, right? The biggest failure is muddiness. Before, with Carthia's arc, the biggest failure was like a bunch of things, but most importantly, in Carthia's arc, it was that nothing was foreshadowed and everything just happened. It was like you were watching a TikTok game where every 6 seconds they changed into something they felt like was fun to happen in that moment. Whereas in this one, they had ideas, they built up part of those ideas, but then maybe either someone added in more, or they added too much, or there were too many cooks in the fucking, you know, that's a good one. There's too many cooks in the kitchen. A lot of people's ideas came into this. So many ideas about the Theoden, about Mia, about this fate stuff, about the Fractus, about Lupa, about the society, about fighting, about yourself and your own emotions, about like, you know, believing in yourself, about trusting others, about being a team. All of these fucking things when you needed to have 3. You needed 3 things and you need to focus those motherfucking things down. You needed 1, Mia and Lupa, if you wanted those to be a core thing. 2, the Theoden and like, let's say understanding humanity or being aggressive. And then the 3rd one, to keep our logical consistency, would be perhaps something about the power that the Fractus have. Because remember, why did we win this Fractus battle? Oh, it's because like one of them just gave her our book. She just gave the book. Why? Because mystery box, everyone! Mystery box! And then all of those things, even if they had to focus on 3 core things, all of it fundamentally fractured by the very poor characterization of the rover, of Carthia, and most importantly, of the lore itself. As Rover is some super god and has 0 character, 0 interesting element to her. on top of the Theoden being so uninteresting as a villain group, and the fucking like all the villains are so fucking bad in this. Oh my god. I think the reason I'm upset, right, because I actually kind of enjoyed this. It's not okay. And here's the big thing. Here's the big thing that I'm going to tell you guys right now. This narrative, right now, this narrative, this arc, having seen it from its start to its completion, is the best fucking thing that WuWa has done so far. And that's sad. That is so fucking sad. It is just so fucking sad. It makes me angry and it makes me depressed. I ain't feeling like I did with Carthia, where I was about to, like, you know, I think crash out and maybe go and just, like, you know, to get depressed and drink some alcohol. But I'm still just sad, man. Man. Don't worry, I'm sure the story gets better next update. Fuck you, Brad. I know what you're doing. No, actually, no. I'm is this the end of? I don't know if this is the end of 2.0 though. Like, is this the end of 2.0? I don't know. I don't think so. I'd hope so, to be honest. The funny part to me is he's been saying it's wrong the entire. Wait, what have I? Oh yeah, that's true. That's just, fuck you guys. Leave me alone. Undiagnosed but pretty sure with dyslexia. How dare you? I'm gonna put that in my bio so you have to listen to my mental illnesses. My brain is wired wrong. That, you know, that's actually a terrible thing, to be honest. It's like your brain is wired wrong, and it's like, then like I've just undermined all of my discussions about these things. Like, you can't fucking make a comment about WuWa. Your brain's broken. It's like, fuck you. It's like, oh, okay. You know what? If the Rendian, am I getting it right? Well, I'm going now. Have a good time hating. Thanks a lot. No, see you later, Commissar. Have a good one. But yeah, I'm just upset. Oh, it's a night tale. Gladiators. Shut the fuck up, Carthia. I just wish you just die in like a pit. Oh yeah, that stupid little runt thing. I hate you so much. Can we skip everything? I don't care. I really don't care about this thing so much. First time I messed with me and then I passed out. Yeah, I'm getting more girls in the harem, but you know that. God. Wow. No way. Are they going to try and tell me the story? So, like, well, you probably didn't understand what happened. So let's, like, He did. Shut the fuck up, skeleton! Ah! At least I can read skeleton and don't say smellenton. Do I have to... what? They actually have to show me! They actually have to show me the thing! Guys! This is the truth. This is how it actually happens. I don't care. Look. See, like... you know what? I would have liked it if we ended on Doomsday. It would have been interesting. It's so boring. It's so boring, guys. I'm not even gonna look at it. I don't care. Can I leave? I'm gonna have to talk to these idiots. Let's talk to Carthia because I hate her more. Get her out of the way quick. Eat the bad part of the cake first. Wait, no, I'm sorry. The shit cake. We gotta add that in. Give the cliff notes to better understand. Guys, this is like someone's coming. No, you don't understand. It's actually a good story here. Look at my corkboard. It makes sense when you see it. You sit in here in the writer's room. Trust us, it's a good story. I'm like, brother, I sat through your story. It's slop. It's the best slop you've made. But it's still slop. It is premium WuWa slop. Premium WuWa slop. But still slop. Suddenly slipped through I slipped through the smallest cracks to enter this sonora, which severed my contract with the outside. So that they're explaining why. See, okay. Remember what I said? How you maybe an hour and a half of another role would have been great, but clearly they weren't going for some sort of loops. They were going for there was variations. Like, God, the power system is so stupid. Like trying to understand and like account logically for the power system of the dude whose abilities is apparently all revolving around manipulating fate is fucking stupid. And like, but the idea of having an hour spent as maybe Carthia going through the narrative and meeting Looper in the spooky world and explaining other things that would have come up would have been at least something. Or at least then, or at the very least, remember how I said focus on 3 things? Maybe at that point, they could have, when they're going back to spooky Carthia, they could have spent an hour or 2 hours hard focusing on those 2 or 3 elements, and then made that ending from where I take over Looper as a focused one again. Like I could have made another focus part again there, like where it's still changed up that ending so it isn't so fucking airy fairy all over the place. Then you probably would have had an okay ending. But again, sloppy. You know what? You're right. Got to take those little victories. We got a little slop content from time to time. Yeah. Like, WuWa giving me, like, the biggest sloppy right now. Sadly, the playwright did erase Looper's existence for me. I descended and submerged... No! See? Once again, you're explaining shit that doesn't make sense. Erase Looper's existence? No! Looper remembers everything from her time with you! If it had have been... There was that Looper died... And we had a sad moment of like, that Looper passed, but yours, you managed to save her. Something. But no, she just magically knows everything. Of course. Well, I know. You'll explain it away with some other magical element you pull out of your ass. Hey, Carthia, how deep did you have to get into your colon with your arm? Did you get up to the elbow? Did you get up to the elbow to pull this one out of your ass? Unfortunately, I was only limited entirely. It evaded me, slipping into hiding. I reasoned that you sensed the anomaly and come Semen offered my aid. I battled the playwright and doing so, stripped him of his... Oh, wow! Wow, guys! Did you know that? So the only reason anything happened is because we're just adding in shit at the end. Like, the reason he couldn't stop us, stop you with his fate manipulating powers, they just beat him up. I just beat him up. But he has the ability to change everything, and you're implying he has the ability of... Nah, I just hit him with my sword. Yep, indeed. Yes, sirree. I just hit him with my sword, and then I won. But he controls the ability to fate. Are you questioning me? That's basically what's happening right now. Could you just... Why even bother trying to explain this to me? It's just making me think less of you. Afterward, he, along with other practices, overseas fled with me. The sorrows began to clash. That was when we finally met. Is there anything which... Oh god, I hate all of this. Legitimately, I hate all of this. This is the writer coming up to you, and you know how you don't like when stories like have a hard right angle turn in them. You can really just see the author making a choice in a story, and you're like, wow, I shouldn't have noticed that. It's like, I shouldn't have felt that moment, you know? It's like feeling turbulence in a plane. You're like, I shouldn't feel this. Like you're reminding me I'm in a plane and it's dangerous. Stop that turbulence. I know that's a normal thing, but you get my point. It's making me realize I'm reading a story made by humans. Or maybe AI would have been better. I'd like to say AI, but AI would have done a better job. Unironically, AI would have done a better job. All I'd need to say to the AI is make me a logical story, and it would do a better job than this. Wait, so is Lupus standing over there without a thing on her head right now? I'll give that up because there's a game. It's fine. But, like, it's just so stupid. Let's see if they try. Luba followed a few theories, though not entirely accurate. In this Sonoro, which is some sort of magical bullshit that can control everything, where stories manifest as reality, roles define identities within it. To lose your role is to use it. Yeah, I kind of, sort of got that, but they never understood the concepts. Yeah. I suspect that stories created by the playwright cannot stray too far from the original framework. Elimination of... See, like, this is something you would explain to me, and then we'd have a plan to defeat the playwright, and logic would play out. Not you magically saying, I hit him with my sword. By the way, this is all of the reasons why these things happened, and that after the fact. This is so fucking bad right now. That's why I raised Lup's name, swapping her and Maya's identities allowed me to summon the dark tribes. Oh, yeah, I have... Yeah, what the fuck is with the other Friar Actors League? I also... A woman with a bandage eye and a man with the scars on his face. How is Scar in Resident Evil? Fortunately, I never had a chance to confront him with the mirror. I only saw him briefly. It's always these fucking enemies that I hate these fucking enemies. Okay, the only thing they've got going for them is that it's a decent trope, but I'm getting annoyed by it already. It's the trope of the villains, quote-unquote villains, because we know they're all actually good guys, are all being all like, Keikaku Dori. Yes, you may have defeated us, Rover, but that was our plan all along. Yes. And nobody died in this, and no one, just nothing went bad at all. And the only real villain is the Theoden. It's just like, fuck off. Fuck off. I have another question. Can you, like, take off your underwear and give it to me? I don't know. I'm just losing my mind. I'm saying crazy stuff, I'm sorry. Oh, far from over? Oh, God, please no. There's something else. Perhaps the dark side of... The theater is full of... Oh, my God. Now I think of it, it could be very part effective this plan. God, I hate the Theoden. I hate it so much. Yeah, go there. Just leave me alone. I'm never going to Blackshore ever again, by the way. Alright, Lupa, what's up with you? You're at least the better character. You didn't die, though, because they magically can control everything with their super battleship powers. So now it's just like we're saying she's got a blur of her memories. Yeah. So she just remembers those things randomly now. But the story we couldn't solve the source of the Darsa. Another story I encountered my warrior. We parted ways. Awoken another story where I saw the faded true form and submerged ductworks. Controlling Maya's corpse. Feeding it. Soaring up against the collapsed past with crumbling pages to find you. Tell me about your death. I had failed to expose match fiction. After being deceived by other Dom and winning the title on my own, my memories were going to blur. Probably was in some sort of control. Last thing I remember, standing in the central hub, passing my spirit to something that can remember the control panel. Okay. Not sure what it resulted, but the line before we began. In those days, the story where Kathia didn't rescue me, I would always die on the first day, helplessly watching my home slowly crumble. That's about it. The scripted copy mirroring. Shut the fuck up! That was not a good... It didn't... No! The ending did not turn out well. This was a bad ending. A rushed ending of elements that weren't even bad. With Kathia, the stupid little whore over here, she's a bitch who had the worst fucking story ever. Kinda still feel bad for her, even though I'm calling her a whore. But Her story was legitimately awful, and all the things leading up to and involved in it were awful. Yours, Looper, had a lot of interesting, fun, okay elements that were then totally fucking sandwiched into bullshit. It's like they can't even... It's like, with Carthia, you could say everything they had was just like a bunch of dog shit. With your shit, they actually had the elements of a sandwich, and they somehow managed to mash it into a ball, turned around and said, I thought I was making rice balls. Her reservation trapped in the monstrous body, can't imagine suffering after 20 years. When you defeated the Theoden, we were all Theoden. Of course we said her 3! Yes! It was my honor to have a final battle with it. What? See, like, just everything we say has to be magically like, yes, everything, even the past things, everything's set right and all happiness is ever... Fuck me, if it wasn't for having this fucking channel, I wouldn't play this. Sandwiches are cool. I would really like a sandwich. A simple ham sandwich as a story would have been lovely. Why the fuck did they have to make it a rice ball out of ham, cheese, and bread? That's not what it's meant to be. You don't squish those things into a ball. It's no longer a sandwich. And it's certainly not a rice ball. I found something to tie you there. Alright, shut the fuck up. I hate you both. I hate you both. Do I have to, if I teleport? Yeah, let's go. Okay. Wow, guys, this is how exciting was that? This is so exciting. It wasn't exciting at all. Okay, I have to trust over here. Theoden. Shut up! I'll call it what I want! Theoden. Some kind of Theoden was fucking up with the story. And it wasn't very good. These damn Theodens, they're everywhere, you see? Damn Theoden. My God. These Wuthering Waves suck. Everything about this story sucks. Once again, it's mostly because the story actually had potential for me. Alright, get me in. Show me the next part. Oh, look, here's the thing that was shown for 3 seconds, which apparently are very important, and if I break it, I destroy the reactor or whatever the fuck. God, I wish I could press the skip button right now, but I gotta pay attention. I'm here for the story. When I destroyed the experimental unit in Percent Theoden and defeated the Line of Glory Control, then I came across this place. You remember how Theoden took on part of the Sentinel's knowledge and permissions? Yeah, is this more just trying to explain away your story? As for the Sentinel, the information was stolen from their very memories. For this reason, the Sentinel forgot that they merging with Theoden, they transferred some kind of knowledge to the central hub. The knowledge they would later forget. You bet? No. Okay. Because I know the Sentinel got kind of fucked up or whatever. If I was about to say, if they just bring magically back the Sentinel or whatever, Theoden, King of Rohan, what are you doing in Japanese gacha game? Theoden's here to save us by being an awful, awful villain. Okay, so it's related to me. Let me guess. It's something stupid. Feel afraid. Seems as clue. The true secret they left for you. Wow, guys, the secret information that it's probably along the lines of, did you know? You know what? There's probably no actual secret information. It's probably nothing. There's probably actually no secret information. The area I destroyed has been restored, but the people's hearts... Oh, wow. Everything always works out in my favor, guys. How cool. How cool. Deeper than you realize? Shut the fuck up. Will you hit it? You fixed it just by bonking him in the head with a big sword. His ability is bullshit, and he is literally villain of the week. I once believed Theoden, King of Rohan, sought the practice to regain power, but its true goal is the central, I believe. Oh, God, it's always like these true villain secret. The hunting ground. The high tide comes, Simmons hunt and spawn tactic discords. Oh, that thing they mentioned earlier. Wow. Shut the fuck up, Kathia. I wish you would leave. I wish you would die. Legitimately. Kathia, if you died, I'd be happier in the story. Like, Lupa, I'd like you not to die. But, like, shut the fuck up, Luke. Kathia, I just hate you so much. Shut up! Shut up, you stupid elf woman! You have no personality. I hate you so much. I hate you so much. I hate her. I hate her. I hate her. She's written nothing. She's got no personality. She's just a rock of failure. Okay, sorry. I'm bleeding in some of the issues I had within the past. I had a whole bunch of problems with Kathia in the past. I felt like she was so poorly written and anything, and as a resonator. She reacts like completely illogically to all of the stuff that happened in her arc, and nothing made sense. I'm sorry. Whenever I get up to things like this, it sets me off. Bad story writing sets me off on like a path of hatred. Nice, some more emotional moments we didn't earn. See, there's so much stuff here. This could have been beautiful. Mia and Lupa. I could have been sitting here going, "This was a really nice story, guys. I'm in." Like, you know, it had some little bumps. It was rushed a little bit, but I really enjoyed the core story of Lupa and Mia and like how they came. No, they fumbled that too. There's nothing in this was good. At least Lupa's hot. You know what's sad? Star Rail's worst arc is like, if I ignore the lore problems, like the deep lore problems, maybe Star Rail's worst fucking arc that I've played, which would be the Xiansho arc, is probably equivalent to this. So WuWa's best is Star Rail's worst. And I know that sounds like I'm just like kind of trying to suck Star Rail's dick. Star Rail has a lot of problems. I just want to say that to point out how badly WuWa really does story. I play for the waifus. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. But here's the thing. I play for the waifus as well. But I want my waifus to mean something. I want them to matter. I don't want to just look at Kathia's legs. I don't want to just look and say, look, Lupa's got a great ass, everyone. As much as I meme on that, I want them to use her. I want to like her. I want her to be... What, what's wrong with your computer? Oh, simply, your computer's fucked. That's terrible thing. God. I hate these great designs and sometimes great personalities, like with Lupa and some other characters. Like, committed to these awful fucking worlds. And like awful narratives. Which is why many other gachas beat Wuthering Waves for me. For all of the errors of Genshin, for all of the boring mid-stories it can have and others. Just... Okay, let's see what this acting. Is it going to tell me Act 3? Please tell me Act 3. Okay, the new quest. Come on. I don't want to talk to Lupa. What? Is that the main story quest? Let's have a look. No, I'm still in this one. Check the mail? I don't care about the mail. I'm not going with fucking mail. I don't play Wuthering Waves for the waves. I play waves for the weathering. I'm fucking weathering. I'm weathering this fucking game. Hello, green the screen, whatever the fuck it just said. Green the screen was the actual... Oh, that's the best thing they've done so far. Oh my god. I hope this is... yeah, sure. Yeah, we're gonna drink some alcohol. At least they want to drink alcohol, because they're saying sake, which is alcohol. It's not just like Coke or whatever. At least they can get drunk. That's nice. Can I at least have my long-awaited sexual encounter with Looper? At least I'm getting smashed. A bunch of yeah, they're just doing more comedy bullshit. I hate the fucking mascot characters in these games. Always got a mascot character to try and look silly. Oh, Black Shore, what's up? You've been telling me you need to come back because Carthia's got cancer. I think so. Yeah, 2.5. I'm waiting until I get to the end of the 2, and when that 2 turns to a 3 is when I'm gonna give my big fucking thoughts on this game and so far. And then I'm gonna stop for a while. I will come back to play 3.0 and 3.1, 3.2, which I know people fucking hound and love, but I'm keeping off on it. Because I need a fucking break after I talk about it. Since the case is under, we need to fully understand it, confirm a few things. She subconscious is not... Last time she fought Son of Fear, Dark Tide, Snake Playboy, she felt Thaden pulling stronger. Practice exactly what... I'm not worried at all about you, Carthia. Legitimately, I'm not. Perhaps I'm negatively worried. You're just like you're like attempting to be a waifu, but you game Black Shore was a masterclass in vibe storytelling. You don't get to appeal to science. Do the Looper quest? Why though? Why? Here's the thing. I would have done that if Looper's like build up had been okay. Like, I mean, sorry, if the story had have ended in an okay fashion, I would be like, oh yeah, I'd like to try Looper's quest. We'll see. Like, you know, I don't really do the side non-necessary quest, but you know, I'd be curious, give it a shot. But they keep fucking falling. I know what you're probably pointing to, and it's the same thing with the Zenless Zone Zero had. Main story can go off the rails and get a bit shitty, and then like a side companion quest being great exists. And that happened in Zenless Zone Zero, where legitimately Season 2 was kind of, it was alright, but mostly, especially at the end. And one of the best parts of Season 2 is fucking Seed's side quest. Looper's after story is 2 minutes. Legitimately? 2 minutes? Is that even a quest? Do we have hot steamy sex? Based on the data sent back, Verita, ideal for reparation and recover. Sonosphere, stabilize, Ember shoots to top stabilize Carthia's energy. During their examination earlier, Carthia sends traces of Leviathan's energy in. Hot steamy sex. I mean, like, smug. It's smug. Maybe I'll go check. 2 minutes of hot steamy sex might be worth it all. Hours and hours and hours of playing Wuthering Waves and playing the worst gacha game I've ever seen. Oh, 2 minutes of hot steamy sex. 3 minutes maybe. Might be worth it. Might be worth it. Is this gonna start the new quest? Oh, here we go. So Act 2. What do you mean? Of course it wasn't just Mia, you fuck. We're gonna go find another of the Theoden's shitty daughters. Alright, now if you say it's 2 fucking minutes, maybe I'll do it. Where's the companion quest? Look, you wanna see how bad it is? I haven't even done these tutorial quests. 7 seconds, that's all I need. I see. Small woolly big adventures. Is this the one? No, that's Caroletta. I don't give a fuck about Caroletta. Look at all these companion quests that I just haven't done. Zanny might have been fun to do. Is this one? No, wait, she's not even here. Am I crazy? I can't even see her companion quest. Is it down here? Oh, after stories. These are what you meant. I never do these. I've only got 2 of them. Alright, fire. Fuck it. Let's go have hot steamy sex with Looper. If I don't have steamy sex with Looper after this, Venox, I'm very disappointed. Go to I thought you know how bad I was hoping for it? I looked at the companionship thing that said go to hotel and talk to Looper. I thought it said go to hotel and hook up with Looper. I was that's how bad my brain was. That's how down bad I was. Alright, hot steamy sex. Hot steamy sex, let's go. Let's go. I'm about to show you what I can do. I'm about to give your body some more scars. Let me just see. Alright, Looper, how do you want it? Look at that bedroom eyes. She knows what she wants. Oh, and she's a bit all drunk already. Oh, hell yeah. Oh. Oh boy. This is the most excited I've been all stream. Sure, wheat juice in quotation marks. We all know. Let's go. All right, guys. She's already down her jacket. We can just take her down a few more bits of clothes. We're almost there. Look at those bedroom eyes. We're here, finally. Well, oh my god, Wuthering Waves. I take it all back. This is the greatest arc. Wuthering Waves. The best Scatcher I've ever played. Wuthering Waves. Could you get any better? Wuthering Waves. You're the greatest, most amazing, most impressive. And I'm going to put that at the start of, like, the VOD, so people think I really liked it. It'll trick them. It's going to be really funny. Anyway. Oh my god. Rover, I know you might be thinking, I can't take advantage of a drunk woman. But listen here. She doesn't have human rights. She's a wolf woman. Like, human rights, it's in the name. So it's okay to take advantage of her as a drunk girl. A drunk wolf. Just make sure you stress the wolf part if the police show up. Do you really have a sense? Let's go with that one. I'm trying to pick the ones that go closer to the cute moments where we can make out. I want to make out. I want to make out! Damn. Damn that ass. Wait, her forte gives her the tail? So she's not like, her mum wasn't like... Wait, so her mum's not a wolf and her dad's an not an extremely adventurous hunter? Huh. This arc was L-edge content for the sex scene. Exactly! I just hit the jackpot! Oh god, I'm not gonna go to that. Okay, grab her! Grab her! Hold on to her! Yes! Yes! Oh my god, guys. Stage 1 holding hands. You know what's more Tanoshi? You want to know what's more Tanoshi? Let's go to that bed. I'll show you some more fucking Tanoshi. I'll show you what Tanoshi is. No. Rover. No, not that she shouldn't drink juice. You should drink wheat juice as well. Just get in the mood, damn it. Don't you know how to talk to women? No, I don't know how to talk to women. God, look at those tits. What? Even though it's over? She wanted to drink a little bit to overcome it. Okay. Guys, okay, we can play this. We can play this right. She's a little emotional. She's drunk a little bit. And she's also a little depressed. Now, go too far in the depression part, then she'll just be crying and sobbing on us all night. Go far in the other direction, though. We can get ourselves a win. We need to get ourselves a win here. Lupa, you haven't had enough weed juice. Here, 6 more. Lupa, please. You're not drunk enough. Lupa, please. I've got something else for you to drink. I've sent words to self how joy of finding the Sylvius will take time. Okay, just this is Rover, you've literally been alive for millions of years. I know they have no story or backstory for how she acted back then, but you've probably fucked enough people to know this is the moment you open your arms. You pull her into a hug. Come on. Your breast looks heavy, Lupa. Can I hold them for you? Exactly. For years. Okay, stop talking about this stuff. You're becoming an emperor. Much of the corruption tied to the arena has been cleared. Let me touch the tail at least. Come on. This is too serious, Lupa. Lupa, let's get back to talking about your depression in a sense that would lead to you, like, crying on my shoulder. Yeah, she died. It's really sad. You know what? We should, like, honor her memory by having some hot, steamy sex. Don't worry, I'm really good with aftercare. We'll cuddle after. I'm not even gonna leave in the morning. We'll cuddle. We're gonna cuddle afterwards, Lupa. Like, I'm open. I'm open to some light petting and cuddling after. I'll bring a pack of Lucky Strikes. We'll smoke in the bed if you'd like. Trust me, I'm not gonna run. What would life been like if my parents hadn't handed me over to Silver's? See, okay. Why'd they handed her over? My God, please, let me show you an ending. I'm gonna show you a happy ending, Lupa. She would want us to have sex. In fact, it was her dying wish. Yeah. Lupa, I need to tell you about Maya's dying wish. Lupa, listen to me. In the last moments with Maya, she came up to me and she gave me her dying wish. She wanted to get lucky. She desperately wanted to get lucky. And she said to me, though I can't do it to her, I could do it vicariously through you. Would you like to honor Mia's last wish and open those legs? I'm so sorry. There's so many people. Lupa, we should have a litter of puppies so we can name one in Mia. Real, there we go. Lupa, I think, you know what? Let's make our own gladiators, and we'll raise them and name them Mia's honor, but we'll start from basics. Therefore, I'd like you to get pregnant, and I'm here to help. Oh, come on, don't not show me. Don't just put a shadow. Are they going to have a shadow of a head going up and down onto my lap? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said this. Like, I just keep... No! She's not even on me! I'll give NTE something. Oh. Lean in! Lean in! Lean in! Lean the fuck in, Rover! How are you like... Rover! Are you fucking like a celibate fucking... what's the word I'm looking for? What's that word when you don't have any sexual desire whatsoever? Fuck, my brain's turning off. Are you a loser? Lupa, we should have a litter of puppies. Now! Now! No one wants to win forever, no. No one, more victories, the higher expectation. No, it's fine, just keep fighting until you win, don't worry. Like, just be... Given how this world works, I could imagine there's some way to become immortal, and then you just become the greatest villain, greatest like fighter ever. That'd be kind of cool. Due to legal reasons, we must disclose that Looper is bobbing for apples. Yeah, can we just like? How about this? I listen to me, Kura Games. I'll fix it for you. Just add an apple bowl, just like right in front of like our like lap, and then just like have it zoom out so we can just see behind Rover, and then she's like bobbing up and down, but we only see her from Rover's back, and like because like there's so much water in the apples, we'll just add some sloshing noises. 10 out of 10. That's entirely reasonable approach to the game. No, Rover is one of the mate. That's it. Asexual. That's it. No, bro. You know what? The fact that Rover hasn't hit Looper at this point, like, I mean, like throughout the other stories, yeah, everyone loves the Rover, but this is such a sexually charged moment, and the fact that Rover has not hit it, I'm sorry to say it, but I think she's asexual. I'd call her gay, but I am playing as the female Rover, so that really doesn't work. But she's spiritually gay. What are you, gay? What are you, asexual? Come on. Yes, I'll be defeated. But there's only one way to check. We should have a fight in... Are you fit? No. Okay. Let me actually think about this for a second. Do I fear that you will one day face defeat? Now, the actual Rover's answer would be like, no. Because I believe that I will never face it. I have overcome it. But yes would be more interesting as a character. Because honestly, I would prefer the Rover to lose. Was it...
そうか。相棒のことだから、いつも周りの期待に応え続けてきたんだろうな。でも、いつか失敗したら、私のことを思う。
Oh my god! She's touching my thigh! She's touching my thigh!
助けられた相棒として、一人にはさせねえから。
I'm guessing you'll show up at the final scene to fight some big villain, like in, 5 years. She's almost there.
相棒ほど強くねえけどよ。呼ばれたら、どこまでも駆けつけてやるからな。
Oh, look at her. Look at her. Look at her design. Look at it. Not only should you and Looper fight, but you two should mud wrestle naked. Agreed. Thank you, Skeletor. I think reasonable things. Reasonable thing to say. Yeah, we should aggressively mud wrestle. I think it's the only way. Yeah, I know. You're gonna show up eventually in the final battle against the boring Theoden monster, which is really actually kind of weak as fuck, and no one actually gives a fuck about it because it's not built up as a good villain, and you'll be there. But can we have sex before that, please? Just coming out and saying it. We ain't playing around. Her oath. Wait a minute, guys. Guys. The deleted scene is on a third-party website. No! Why didn't she seal her? You know what? I know they would never do this, but as a fucking person who plays way too many gacha games and has way too many deep thoughts about games that are designed for children, I legitimately would have been like, make her kiss you. Make you kiss you. Fucking do it. Just legitimately make him make out. Why not? Fuck it. Make him make out. Just, you know what? Make the Rover a playgirl or a playboy. Do it. Who cares? I'd take it. I'd be like, you know what? Rover is aggressive, hyper, damn, I see some women I hit. You know what's funny, actually? In between, when I've been editing lately, I've had I've been listening to a audiobook. And the audiobook I've been listening to is called Undying Mercenaries. It's like a military kind of sci-fi fiction. I usually don't listen to that kind of stuff, but I recently started on it as like a vibe. I just was like, yeah, fuck it, I want to read something different. And while I was reading it, the main character in it is a massive man whore. And I mean that like he's not mean to the women. He's not like mean or anything. But like all of the girls are always like taken by his riz. It doesn't get into like details. It's not like showing about like, oh my god, her thick boobies. It's not like really obsessive like the Dresden Files was before I stopped it, where Dresden Files is literally nothing but repressed sexual desires as a book. But the guy literally sleeps with every single female character he comes across almost. And they don't like shy away from the problems of that brings about. Like they focus on it, but he just never cares. Like he's just like, I don't know, see what the problem is. I'm just sleeping with a woman. The woman likes my company. I don't see the problem. And he doesn't like cheating on the girls either. It's just like they all want him to like find them to be like the only one and be monogamous, and he just doesn't care. It's great. He's got so many girls after him that I'm sure he's actually been killed by 2 of the girls he slept with. And I think part of that reason he was killed by them is because they're so fucking obsessed with him. It's kind of great. Note to next time, bring a rack of 30, the rack of 30 wheat juice. Yeah, 100%. I'm done being around the bush. I'm diving fin face first. I wish Looper did, or I could with Looper, but good fucking God, they took it from me. But no, thank you guys for hanging out. That was first thing of the week. I know we're gonna have to continue playing. I don't know how many more big quests I got left in this damn thing. Actually, where's the? Let me look at where the next story area is. Oh, it's over there. Well, I still have a fair bit of area to go. It's got to be down here, right? Maybe it can't be up here, right? Maybe there's like an underwater area I haven't been to or something, or maybe it's up there. This is Blackshore. God. I hate this place. Raguna City and fucking Septimonth Con. All of this is so bad. But anyway, we'll leave it here. We'll leave it here. I have wrestled this pig in the mud long enough. I'm going to take a break. Next one is Pavlova. Oh yeah, I figured Pavlova was coming up. I did hear some bits and pieces about like Pavlova gets her own story. Will it be better than Looper's build-up, but will it also loft the ball? Here's the thing. I am just curious that before 3.0, because I know people love 3.0, will 3.0 ever, I mean, before 3.0, will WuWa ever reach a point where I say that was an okay story? Not that it was a good story, but that was an okay story. And when I say okay, I mean the build-up, execution, and ending all come together in a way that's okay. Will this be possible? Honestly, I have my doubts. Pavlova. Yeah, she's Pavlova, brother. That's what I call her. Okay, no, that one, that's not me being a fucking crazy dyslexic person. I just call her Pavlova because I didn't like saying her name. I'm like, I don't know how to say that name. I'm going to call her Pavlova. Pavrova? No. Parovera? Parovera? I should listen to the Japanese a bit more. They'll probably say it a different way. Parova's quest is better. All right, I'll trust you on that one. We'll check it out. That'll be the next one. Tomorrow, though, we're playing some opposing force. You show up tomorrow, my brothers. Show up, my loyal brothers, because we're going to play an actual game. We're going to play a game with actual gameplay. I'm going to shoot some guys with a gun. Well, some Xenos. It's going to be great. And maybe we'll be the opposing force. But no, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chilling. Remember to check out all of the stuff. It really helps me out when you go on and look at my videos and share them around to people and all that stuff. All that good juice. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.